Come on, sit down. Everybody remain seated where you are.
Hey man, so you put me on?
Yeah.
Why isn't alcohol made illegal? Flowers and grass. Like juice freak shit. Hangers and cirrhosis in the liver. Besides, grass doesn't have it for me like alcohol. Besides, that cigarette much worse. Right, man. What much as you want.
And quit it. There's nothing wrong with grass. Yeah. 1,000 times. You'll never go to harder drugs.
Don't take any films of me. You're not going to use them anyway.
Well, speak your mind then.
Okay, I will. No one has the right to tell me what I can do with my own body, what I can eat, drink, or smoke. This is a free country, and no one has the right to take away my constitutional right.
It's the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Question all the things that you know. Steve likes the weed. Steve likes the weed. By DMT. The DMT. Hoosier Sophisticate Show. The Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Hoosiers with the drink. Sophisticated blasphemy. It's the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Question all the things that you know. So let's set our minds free for the singularity. It's the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. The Hoosier Sophisticate Show.
Good morning, friends. Join us and start your day with a gentle meditation from Hoosier Sophisticate. Let us all remember, we are only as good as our last breath. Make yourself nice and comfortable. Feel your body becoming still and calm. And just for now, begin to feel your breathing. Feel your breath gently coming in through your nose, and feel your breath gently coming out. Take a nice deep breath in once again, and as you gently breathe out, feel and imagine your body becoming more calm. And just for now, I want you to imagine yourself on a beautiful beach. It's a warm and sunny day. Imagine yourself looking up at the bright blue sky, and you can see 3 seagulls flying in the sky, chirping and calling out your name. You see the bright golden sun in the bright blue sky, and you feel the sun gently warming your body. You feel a gentle breeze tickling your face and the soft golden sand beneath your feet, calming and relaxing. You see yourself now beginning to walk along the sand of the beach. You look out at the blue waters of the ocean, and you feel very lucky to be in such a special place where all is calm and peaceful. As you walk along the golden sand, you see something shining on the sand in front of you. As you get closer, you see it as a silver-colored shell on the sand. You pick up this shell and hold it in your hand. And as you look at this silver shell, you see it has many other colors in it as well. Colors that are special to you, your favorite colors. You feel very lucky to find this special shell. You now hold this shell against your heart. As you do so, you feel the beating of your heart connecting with the shell. You feel your shell filled now with a special kind of love from your heart. And you feel the shell sending love back to you. You realized how loved and special you always are. As you hold your shell against your heart, take it with you throughout your day, knowing you are safe and loved. Your body is rested and calm and ready to take on the day.
Ready for your morning motivation? You can't do anything. Hello, good morning. Things running right as usual. Things running smooth. We're a smooth running machine here. Guys, I got here this morning and my microphone was like this. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm not that tall. Who was in here before? This is fucking madness. Guys, morning motivation. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Here's your motivation. I'm going to have a rave. That's my motivation.
You're gonna have a rave?
I'm gonna have a rave here. So
okay.
If you like grinding,
fuck, I don't see
if you
nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
I don't see nothing wrong, baby. With a little grind. Is that what he was talking about? Is that what he's talking about? Oh, yeah.
What he was talking
Yeah,
about.
because when I got all hopped up, I'd grind on shit. I just start grinding on stuff.
A little late today.
Who what?
I said I got here a little late today.
Yeah, I noticed. I was here at
struggle.
7, and you looked like you were
I
still
was
running around.
Yeah, I
What the
was.
hell?
I was.
Get your shit together, man.
I was.
Well, what's so funny is now I'm like, God, you're leaving so much earlier. This is great. And I get here at 6:59. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Get your shit together. We got a lot of space here at the Sweet Leaf Studios. We have a lot of space, Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. You don't understand what that means to us. I mean, like, you know, it means a lot to us, but really, we could go fucking live in the mountains and yeah, we could go live in the mountains and not bother anybody. We do that. Also, we can pull that TV out. I know you're not good at pulling stuff out, but you're a dumper. Good for you. Good for you, bud. So my idea, I told you about Schwagstock when I went to that kind of, I accidentally set my camp up near that rave. I don't know if you have a lighter, if you want to grab one from the front.
Sure, I'll grab it.
So I went to a Schwagstock back in the day at Echo Bluff State Park, which it was, and it was Camp Zoe at the time, and we set our camping spot down in this little area, and we thought it was secluded. Turns out there is a dubstep rave going on about 30 meters away. 30 meters? Where am I? About 50 yards away. I don't know. 35 yards, maybe 30 meters. I don't know, something like that. And so we, all night long.
Meters?
I know, I'm sorry. I love your shirt, dude.
Thanks, man.
So, you brought one of these?
Yeah, a clipper lighter.
You brought sexy back.
I brought it back from the front.
I brought sexy back from the front of the store to the back of the
You
store.
got
it. So I always wanted to relive that because when I saw the rave. At first, it's like, if you can't beat them, join them. You okay? You okay? If you can't beat them, Join them. Have you ever heard that before?
Heard it a
If
couple
you
times.
can't, dude, the wall looks so good.
It's coming together, isn't
The wall
it?
looks so good.
Together. Can't
If
be
you
to
haven't-
join them.
If you haven't come to the studio, come now.
That's a whole
Now.
new exercise. This
Come
thing's throwing
now.
a shadow on me.
Is that thing throwing a shadow? Yeah, just get rid of it. I was just trying to light up our faces from underneath. Let's break it. You should fucking snap it up. You did remember the heater. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I did. We might have to switch spots or find power on that side though.
Well, we could run that cord all the way over here. Daddy get hot.
Daddy's gonna run a little more.
We'll turn it down a little bit.
Oh, we're on fucking max crank.
We got a max crank.
We're on max crank, bud. All right. You're worrying me a little bit.
I don't know
Space
what's
heaters
going on.
freak me out, dude.
Well, now you're just standing on all the cords. Get your asshole out of my face.
Well, putting your face in my asshole's a little weird. It's a little strange.
I don't know. Anywho, I go to this little mini rave tent, and I'm about to, all my friends are like, no, we need sleep. And I'm like, I never need to sleep again, boys. Let's freaking do this thing. So I start heading out there, and those girls have those, like, leg warmer things on, which I'm a fan.
Listen, there's
fan.
few things as hot as the early aughts, late 90s raver chick style.
Man, that was for
I'm
me.
into it. I am
That
into
was
it.
for me.
Give me a fairy with fucking no clothes on, please.
It's cool because, A, it's sexy as hell, and, like, just witnessing it, you're like, oh, man, freedom and all that kind of
Sure.
stuff. And then, B, I could also kind of see myself in something like that, so it kind of makes me feel fun, too, It makes me feel fun.
It's versatile.
It's personal and versatile. So I go down to this rave tent, and there's a couple chicks out there, so I'm kind of like,
Sure.
I'm grinding my
Couple
way
lassies.
in. I'm grinding my way in.
Couple
They're like,
dames.
they're kind of on the outside. There's probably they got 75 people packed underneath one of those like white tents that you put an event outside at.
Yep.
And for some reason, it's not raining or anything, but there is a legit wall of people underneath the tent. Like when you get to the tent, it's mashed. And there's like one DJ back in there.
Okay.
So I go up, I'm like, yeah, man, it's great. And I'm grinding my way through. I'm trying to get to the stage, or whatever, trying to get to the DJ booth, just trying to, I don't know what that calling was. I'm like, I'm going to get closer to the speakers. I get in there and I realize it's 95% guys in there just grinding.
Just
all
on
over each
the just trolling for trim, dude.
Just 93%
trolling for
of them
some
are trying to
trim,
get
man.
some trim. So anytime a girl comes around, they're all like,
The fucking Night at the Roxbury. Okay, easy.
Sorry.
Actually licked my nipple.
Sorry, it was my nose. I give it a little nose rub, little nose kiss, little nose kissy.
Little Eskimo kiss on your nippy.
That's how you start out a show. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just vibing for a little bit. But then I left in just pure shame because all my friends were like, what are you doing dancing with all those dudes in there? I'm like, I'm living my best life.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that was the
I'm having
world we
fun.
used to live in.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Get shamed for dancing with other men.
So now, bud, here in the studio on that other side, out here in the front, we got a projector. Craig's got the walls looking good. We got lights back.
You got the walls looking good too, bud.
We got
a whole thing going.
Yeah. We got awesome stuff in the front of the store. Projector. We have the whole side area we could turn into something crazy. We got loud speakers and music. So the whole way, my morning routine. I wake up, I listen to Vin Diesel and
Well, I think I
Sturgill
heard you
Simpson.
listening to it as I.
That was LSD. That's what made me.
Oh, you were Sia. Okay,
yeah.
very
So
good.
then I turned on LSD, and I'm just like, you dance in your car? Are you a car dancer?
I'm a car dancer.
Are you a car dancer? Because man, oh shit. Just doing that in the car. Oh shit! So I was doing that.
Fucking body roll.
Oh, I was rolling,
Okay,
dude.
all right.
And I like when people next to me are like, "What's wrong with that guy?" And I'm into it. Your phone fell in between there.
Oh, that's right.
He's got. That thing's falling off. What's a real shit show in here Thursday morning? It's Thursday, right?
I'm back.
Good morning to Tiff Jones. Good morning to Jen Elgin. Good morning to the Kush Coach.
Good morning to
that
Bruce
Smith.
Elevate. Good morning to
Brittany Murders.
Brittany
What is that
Murders.
first one?
Scott and Jenny Yeagers.
Scott and Jenny Yeagers. Brittany Murders.
Brittany
Same deal.
Murders is cool. That's a cool name.
It's like a new rapper, like Bahad Bahabi. Bahad Bahabi. Oh, I didn't share it either. We should probably share it.
Share it, bud. Hey guys,
So I'm gonna have a rave.
Who's somebody? Maybe you work in a shop or something. Who's somebody you used to listen to? I think about Hippie Don. Hippie Don and I started our every day. We started our mornings pretty early. We'd carpool to work together, and we'd have a little Bob and Tom on. We'd rip a couple of bowls before we went in to go build some limbers. You know? We'd listen to Bob and Tom while we're working, you know. And then after Bob and Tom was over, if there wasn't a ball game, day game or something like that, then we were flipping it over, you know, to some classic rock and roll. Who's the person that you like to share some laughs with in the morning? That's the person you need to send a little Twitch link to and say, hey, look.
Idiot.
You gotta check these people out, you dumb idiot.
What's wrong with you?
What in the hell have you been doing this whole time? Because that's how we're gonna grow this thing organically. You know the people that these jokes are gonna land with. Ever wake up completely stoned? Oh, many times. Typically, whenever I'm overdosed with edibles.
I knew. Thanks, Coach, for bringing this up. It's a sore subject over here. Yeah,
I woke up 2 days later, still stoned.
More off edibles. I don't know if I've ever smoked
Only off of edibles. No, I wake up. Of course, there was a whole time when I was younger where it was like we just smoked blunts all day long.
That's all we did.
And I was always like, oh, I don't think I'm getting high anymore. It's like, no, idiot, you're not getting sober anymore. You know? So I think that there was actually probably a block of several years where I woke up stoned every day, actually. So... You all right, bud? You all right, bud? I got like a hash hangover. Yeah, I get it. Edibles always do that to me, huh? I used to listen to Tommy Rocker and Kane. Now it's the Hoosier Show. I don't even know who Tommy Rocker and Kane are, so I'm going to take it as a compliment. Maybe they were a big deal. You know? Maybe Tommy Rocker and Kane were a big deal.
I guarantee they weren't talking about cum 24/7.
They weren't. There's no way the concentration of cum was near as viscous as it is on this show. At the Coach, man, that's a good hangover right there.
I don't know about that.
I'm ready to start exploring the old school hash. But Bo got me into it.
I know,
a little bit.
dude.
Like
It's
him
cool.
just talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'll smoke it like the olds did.
I'll have some hash.
You gonna have some hash?
Some hash. Some potash.
Some potash.
This plants are looking good, buddy. Bo's been helping me out at Grow Active Solutions. I even asked the Kush Coach a couple questions. Growers are so willing to spread their knowledge with you.
Yep.
They spread their knowledge, their seed of knowledge all over you. They will spread it. They don't care.
Sure.
They'll pump it out. Any chance they get, they're going to give it to you, which is nice. I like that. I like that portion of the weed. It reminds me of the, we talk about it all the time, the older weed kind of, the old school weed people, the people who would leave you a little nug when you're first smoking, and people who are like, "Oh man, here
you guys out here take
I'm
a little
gonna
nug
smoke
with
some."
you.
Dude,
They're
I love that
always
shit.
burning one down with you, not out of your bag either. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Remember
totally.
Remember that guy? Sell
Fuck
you a
that
bag, like,
guy.
just hanging around. He's
Smoke
like,
a ball out of there,
You
smoke
gonna burn me out? You know, smoke me up?
Now I will do that if I go get a bag for someone and deliver
I'm
it.
going
You
to
better
do it
go
anyway.
smoke
Yeah,
one
get
with
high,
me.
bud.
Because I'm going to smoke one at the guy's place out of your bag if I'm going to get it. Man, it's funny. Those days are all fucking kind of gone where it's like, I got to call Craig to call Calvin to call Coolidge.
Can I get a score back? Yeah, do you need it today? Because there's like a lot
Yeah.
of moving parts here.
Yeah, it sucked, man. Or you'd wait in a parking lot and someone would be like, I'll be there in an hour. Then they're like, I'll be there in 4 hours. And then they never come back.
Never. What a bunch of assholes. I'll tell you what.
Fuck you, Dad!
I'm seeing more and more. Morning radio shows start to try and get on the Twitch bandwagon over here on the side.
What?
Don't act like you motherfuckers been doing this. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I have a segment today for us in the second hour. Maybe
Called Why is Joe Rogan ripping us off?
This is going to lead me to that, but yes, pretty much. Okay, so a little behind the scenes stuff here. We always listen to Joe Rogan, Aubrey Marcus, Duncan Trussell.
We've got a stable.
We started in the basement. Well, we started in the studio, moved to the basement, did our thing for a while. Seth picked us up, moved back to the studio, hit some roadblocks. We just been pummeling through everything we had to until we finally got here. And our ideas have always been to form a community. Don't have to be like-minded people. I'd rather have non-like-minded people, like-minded in the way that they're open to having an open mind.
This is what I talked to Rick Doblin about. I know my friends agree with me.
Exactly.
I want to get evangelist Christians that are like, on Christian Talk Radio. I want to talk about Terrence McKenna. That's what I want to do.
Oh, you can have the most spiritual experience ever in the history of your life.
Eating mushrooms brought you closer to the Lord and Savior.
The one that I'm loving on all day.
That's what happened. Yes.
Sounds awful. So we've always we've never have we said we want to be like Joe Rogan. I don't think those words have ever come out of our mouths.
No.
We are but we gear towards more comedy.
Crossover.
Sure. And he's getting these
we've always been closer to Duncan Trussell than we have Joe Rogan.
So we started these weird commercials. We were like, let's get weird with our ads. We talked about that from the very beginning. If we can make our ads as interesting or as fun or as entertaining as the rest of the show, then man, we're really onto something here. And we started to hear Duncan Trussell start to do all of the weirdest ads ever. Duncan Trussell has great ads. He talks about the weirdest shit, the weirdest music, and he's doing it. He's doing big thing. Wow, big, inspirational for us. You mentioned it on the show before, the Jovial Jaguar with Aubrey Marcus.
I found out even
you
more
called
to that
me.
last night. I found out even more to that last night that freaked me out listening to Aubrey. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'll build
and so we don't necessarily. We've always kind of looked at it like, well, we're in some sort of frequency range with some of these guys where we're all kind of picking up on this stuff at the same time. Maybe it's the next logical evolution or whatever. So I'm listening to Joe Rogan, and we've had a couple things with Joe Rogan that a week later, 2 weeks later, we're like, shit, we were just talking about that.
Having the same conversation.
That's kind of interesting. Okay, so we were actually making jokes. We wanted this big green screen so we could do a bunch of weird shit.
So we could make commercials for people.
Yes.
Yep, no doubt.
No doubt. So we can do the background of our show so people can come in here and have fun. Like, that's the whole thing. We want people to come in here and have an experience. Build the rest of it. Keep it open. Okay, Joe Rogan's getting a new studio, bud. It's crazy. He's moving to Austin. This is wild.
Yep.
We talked about turning this place into a spaceship at first.
And it was also going to play into Who's Your Own Adventure, which is a space, choose your own adventure fucking role-playing podcast.
Yes.
So, let's build the set out to where we're just on the fucking Starship Enterprise.
Yeah, we can be on the moon. We can be on Jupiter. We can be on fucking
hurtling
spaceship.
Through space.
Yes. So we knew that was probably the route to go. This is old fucking technology, but we know it's more versatile than a lot of the other shit we do with just a camera on it. And we've all seen the podcast videos. We research that shit where it's just a camera on a couple people. Yep. It's how good your cameras are.
We tried that for a while too, and it was fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So we decided we're going to come here. We're going to paint a whole fucking wall green. Fuck it. Okay. Put some curtains up, build everything around it so the whole thing's not fucking green. We see Joe Rogan. He's like, I'm going to do a spaceship. And we were both kind of like, oh shit, that was...
Beat us to it.
Kind of was our fucking idea. And then you see a spaceship. It was a circular room. Kind of looks weird. People have
really
said they
tight.
Don't like it.
All red light, which is that's
interesting.
hard. That don't put you in your route, man.
Well, that's what he goes. Yeah. He goes, we wanted to make it look like a Chinese buffet restaurant.
Okay.
And Tom Green's like, that's awesome.
That's
He's like, I'm kidding.
Cool. Yeah.
It was one of those things where the person's like, dude, it's a fucking joke. And I was like, and Tom Green's like, oh, I like Chinese restaurant. Like trying to fucking save it or whatever.
Sure.
So they're chit-chatting. He's talking about the spaceship. And he's kind of talking shit on it, but saying, this is just the vessel to get us to our next studio. We had to throw this one up. LA's in flames. There were forest fires and all shit. So he jumped out, went to Austin real quick. Now it becomes a thing where he built it. They said 4 weeks. He had 4 weeks. They built it out, did that, ran all the wiring, and they're still having a bunch of problems too as far as like every show they have a sound issue or that's something that they don't even edit out, which always amazes me. I'm like, well, maybe they are listening to our show.
Sure.
So then we go, and then so he's talking to Tom Green. Tom Green's talking about how he likes it. And he says, oh, no, this is just a spaceship to get us to our next destination. Tom Green goes, what is the next studio going to look like? He goes, you know what? I think I'm going to have one one wall of full green screen. Well, maybe 3 walls of green screen. That way it looks like you're sitting in space. Craig and I literally had a joke because on the back here, we're either putting cool sunsets or space or usually it's space. Usually I'm searching
But when
space
we go
or
to
galaxy.
search for videos or something, we've got it comes up space first.
Yeah, we're basic bitches. We're basic. We think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think space is cool. You know, I don't think you can see. I don't think you can. I think when I'm 5 years old, I'll see a cool sunset and go, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, it'll never stop.
You know,
being
that's
awe-inspiring.
so neat. That I think space is the same way. So we put up space. We made a joke about ourselves at how much we do it. That's where we're in our storyline of the space green screen.
Yeah, throw some space on there, bud.
Here comes Rogan going, oh man, I want to put it in space. So then it's like people are having
We're
a
sitting
conversation.
at a round table.
A wooden round table, bar table. And we're just sitting there having a conversation, and we could be on the moon or whatever. I'm like, oh my fucking God. And Tom Green's going, that's a great idea. And he goes, but I don't know. Would it be weird if, and this is Craig's been in my ear about an item for 6 months, sending me videos of how cool it is. Like, we're both trying to turn each other on to weird shit that we can add to this place. So he sends me this shit about maybe longer than 6 months ago is the original, and then you found that other post and kind of posted that one because it got big there for a minute when they did it at the fucking botanical garden and all stuff. So Jamie goes, oh no, you wouldn't need a green screen if you didn't want to. He goes, you could put up like a projector and it would be a projection of, so he's talking about light projection mapping. What's that machine called? The light.
Well, they got a light form, but there's several
There's
different
certain
ones.
Yeah.
So, you can do it with an Xbox Connect. I mean, there's
what you can do is you put your projector above. So say this is all white or whatever, different shapes.
Could be patterned. It can map out all of the outlines.
It could possibly map out these grids on the wall. Well, they can't see. They can't see that.
They can't see it. Yeah.
That's a green screen. Guys, these border joints right here that you can't see. So what they can do is map your wall, map your front of your house. Think of them mapping the front of your house, then making the pillars of your house, because you probably have a giant house with pillars, making those look like they're crumbling.
Connect and Touch designer. Thank you, Casey Weedblog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a freaking genius.
Yeah, I would love to team up with him for
on everything.
If someone gave him a big budget and said, hey, build a studio, he could have something for Rogan in a fucking, in a month, 2 months.
Any of your AV needs, especially if you're in Kansas City,
doubt.
you need to be hitting up James Thomas, Level Up Audiovisual, man. The dude is, he really,
he's the best I've ever seen.
I geek out just watching him tinker around, because he's just figuring it out. He's just playing with toys. That's what people ask us, like, well, how did you guys learn how to run the, well, just you and me sitting in a basement, like, all right, I'll watch this video. You figure out that when you watch that video.
I know.
We'll take some notes, and we're all, I mean,
picking up pieces to the puzzle.
If you guys couldn't tell that this was self-taught, it means we did well. Yeah, he said Lightform's cool, but not that cool.
Really? Okay.
So.
No, because we've dealt with James Casey Weedblog before, and holy shit, I love people who can take something I don't understand. They'll take how the because I only learned recently how like electrical boxes worked in the last 5, 6, 7 years when I was doing my own wiring. Like, oh shit, dimmer switches, all that runs there. That's okay. It's pulling that off of there.
Yeah, it's not brain surgery. Once you get it,
totally.
Once you get it,
totally. But it seems like
there are people who can just look at something like that and like, oh well, you just need to.
Oh sure, and the wiring of a house. When you first see it, you're like, overwhelming, too much. Same with plumbing. You're like, overwhelming, this is too much. And then you start to go, oh, no, you just got to goes to the bathrooms, goes down. Okay, this makes sense once you start to see it more. Then what blew me away, the next level of people who are like, oh, if I run my own junction box here, split it here, run one back to there, I'm going to put a 220 right there, send it in. What are you doing, man? Yeah, well, now I got powered things, and when I turn on this light, it can turn this one. Like, they figure out ways to manipulate this stuff that most people don't understand. Any technology, whether they're building robotics, whether they're doing anything like that, they're just able to manipulate it in a different way that
he just smokes weed and reads the manual.
Oh, that's pretty simple, actually. That's pretty simple.
He's not doing anything.
I don't read the fucking manual. I can't understand Manuel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Light. Oh, sorry, I read that one. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of KC Weed Blog, so check them out.
But you're right. So Jamie's telling them you can just project this thing behind you, so that, and really, it's kind of a strange. I understand where Rogan's coming from, but when it comes through to us, it would look better. You know what I mean? Like it with the green screen behind, probably a combination of I don't know, but
that view we had yesterday with part of our background was green screen.
I actually played with it a little bit. It's an interesting perspective. We should almost tilt this. Maybe we'll come back in the second hour and try it or something.
With this, so that
we'll bring this over this way a little bit, just so that they can kind of get some perspective of the room.
Because it shoots this back, like it makes it go. I think that's the play. Once we get our table, you have a couple cameras set up, and then they show part of the green screen. They're going to show different
scenes in this crazy multiverse that we find ourselves.
Then we can set up one camera that's straight green screen, bud.
Yeah, and there's always just hardcore, just degrading porn going at all times. We're trying to have real conversations, but there is just a borderline abusive porn.
And when it's not that, it's a Sarah McLachlan commercial for dogs.
Hey, can we hit a quick 30-second or 3-minute break real quick? And then I got a little situation I need to take care of. Guys, we also, I don't think we ran this particular commercial yesterday. So we
need 3 commercial breaks.
These are our sponsors. If you guys do business with them, they continue to do business with us, and then we continue building this amazing thing that we're doing.
Yeah, baby. You're a part of the beginning.
I want to pick up with Rogan on the other end of that. We're going to talk about the UN has rescheduled weed. So we got some stuff to talk about.
And I got something like people who want to live off the grid or go on adventures or do anything like that. I got some very fucking cool information about that.
Let's do it, brother. On the other side of the break, we're going to have some fun.
Oh, hey. It's Adam McChesney with Ms. Marketing. We specialize in lead generation, filling your pipeline, and taking care of your payments. Give us a call today.
Adam from Ms. Marketing took me from 10 leads to 300 leads in a month, and I became the strongest boy in the schoolyard.
He increased the revenue for my charter fishing business by 30% in 1 month. Ms. Marketing.
What was that Facebook algorithm? What was that Instagram? Ms. Marketing.
I know it's late, baby, but you got me thinking about my dream home.
Yeah, girl. You know, Bungeon Property Group doesn't just sell houses, they sell dreams. You know when the best time to talk about dreams is? In the middle of the night. That's why Bungeon Property Group is famously open 24 hours a day, so you can whisper sweet nothings in the middle of the night. Oh yeah. Tell me all your dreams of white picket fences, in-ground pools, and I'll find them for you. In an area with a low crime rate, general proximity to nice parks, walking distance to the grocery store, easy access to the highways. A place where you can offer a quality education to your children, all while feeling safe in your front yard while they play. Let me talk that dream house talk to you. Let me be your dream realtor. Adam Bondred.
Hey, DJ Shabba.
Hey, ladies. I'm gonna smoke a little weed, boy. I wanna grow some trees, boy. When I grow all the weed that I smoke, and I blow all the trees that he grows, and I smoke all the weed that I grow, and I grow all the trees that he smokes. Well, I'm growing and I'm smoking, so I go see Bo. Puff, pass. And I smoke what I grow, yeah. Grow active solution, and I'm growing the hydro.
Bo knows hydro.
Hydro. Grow active solutions. Bono Hydro. Bono Hydro. Bono Hydro. Bono how to grow. Bono how to grow. Grow active solution. Bono how to grow. Grow active solution.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Welcome back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Hoosier Sophisticate show. Craig had to beat off real quick, get that out of the, get the devil out real quick.
If you guys think that
it.
I'm waiting till I'm off camera to masturbate, you are
you're
not
dumb.
paying attention.
Yeah, we got the camera low. You can almost see. You can almost see it. There, you can see us jerking off. Here, you can't see us jerking. Well, I'm not to this part yet. I'm just, I mean. You get
Oh,
it
very
right.
good, very good. Okay, that's fine.
We can get to this part, though, actually.
really
It's my
doesn't-
favorite thing.
it's
It doesn't
really
matter.
all right.
Well, what do we got? Oh, I didn't write it on the
no
thing.
worries.
I didn't write it.
Is this what you want to do? Or you want to go?
Yeah, let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Guys, I want to have a rave. I'm going to talk about that real quick, though, first.
Okay, very good.
If you want to come down to Sweet Leaf Studios, Sweet Leaf Emporium here in Festus, it's where Craig and I are hanging out most of the day. We've had some visitors, and I like it. We had our first dog here yesterday. Great dog. Great dog.
We
I
had
could
a good
tell.
little dog in here.
It was a great dog. No, I could tell.
You're right. Very well behaved.
Very well behaved. Like
And that means everything.
I don't want to know you're here. If your dog's here, I don't want to know it's here. Unless it is doing some sort of amazing trick that is wowing the masses. I don't want to know your dog is here, bud. I had a fella.
It's not asking too much.
My buddy who was like my trip guide, who was always the Clark Rickard, who took the 1,000 hits after me.
Just the guy that's holding space.
Even when he was sober. I was like, did you eat some of this too? And he's like, no. But I'm like, you sure? Like, you're good. It was just like he was always kind of vibrating at that level anyway.
Yeah.
But he had a dog, best trip dog I ever fucking been around. Like, if you were having a tough time, it would come lay by you.
His nose. Yeah.
It would lay in a position where if you lean back, your head would like be on it. Like, just weird shit that you're like, what? It made me think of Coco. Like when Coco came out, they have those animals that kind of lead them to the afterworld, and they become these spiritual teachers and shit. I was like, that's what that dog was. Like, that's fucking great. So yeah, you can bring a pet if it's not a complete asshole.
Whose dog was it, Steve?
I don't want to say. Don't want to say.
It's none of your damn business.
None of your damn business. I don't know if he wants me to put that out there. His dog's
maybe he
from
wasn't
gallivanting around
supposed to
town.
be. Maybe
wasn't
he wasn't supposed to be
Yep,
here.
that's
Maybe
what
he
I'm
was supposed to be at
saying.
work.
That's what I always think.
Anybody that's coming to see us during the day is probably not being responsible.
I called in sick to work one time to go on a fishing trip.
Yeah.
First thing the dude does is like, smile, shoot, Facebook. I'm like, dude, no. You're ruining my life. Now I'm in the woods. I can't get service. So I'm trying to erase my account at this point. I'm trying to just figure out, but I know his picture's out
Can
there.
you get this off the Facebooks for me?
Jesus Christ, had me freaked out. So that's what I worry about with like putting the God cam out in front. Like some dude's running late for work. He's like, no, my kid's sick. And then he's at Sweet Leaf. Like,
we can't
some piss clean.
We can't pipe him in live. I don't think that's responsible. The front lobby. But we can always switch to it and constantly be recording, and then get their permission if we want to. Or I think there's a difference between telling people that they're on camera and they're being broadcast live.
Sign on that says
You're being live streamed on the internet, so fucking
don't do nothing dumb.
That might chase business.
Idiot.
We're not trying to chase business away. What we're trying to do is we're trying to
Bring
get people to come into Sweet Leaf
Come
Emporium
in here.
and
Come.
spend some money. I got some Delta 8 gummies, bud.
You like them, don't you?
I got some.
You did?
There's something, I got to see the science on this. There's something about, okay, like I'm not speaking ill of it, but like vaping Delta 8 or smoking it, inhaling it, not much from that. But the way that it metabolizes.
Is there high Delta 8 weed out there?
No, it would have to be sprayed, I think, because it has to be. It's a concentrate, right? So like you would have to fucking spray it on a flower or something if you were going to do that.
How the fuck are they getting it? Just breaking it down?
Scientists, man. Yeah.
Science, man.
Science, dude.
It's a wild bitch. Where's Dennison? Where you at? Come on,
Dennison
guy.
could probably tell
Dennison,
us.
where you at, bud?
But there is something about the way that Delta 8, a completely legal cannabinoid, metabolizes when I eat it that makes it exactly like Delta 9. You know me. I'm not big on the edible game. Not my jam. It's okay. I'll do it every now and then, you know.
Yeah, you're a maniac.
But I ate they concentrate it from hemp. So it probably takes a ton of bulk flower. Low THC hemp, I guess, is probably what the industrial hemp.
So industrial hemp has a bunch of Delta 8
Well,
in it and
I
no
think that
Delta
probably
9.
all weed does, but has low concentrates of Delta 9, and they're pulling out this Delta 8. Anyway.
Sorry, jeez.
I don't know. I don't want to with my bro science. I don't want to answer your.
Oh,
question.
sweet. This guy's answering it for us.
Click. We need more followers. Click the dude. What's his name? Zooey921044 by. Click it
or ticket.
I'm gonna check one of those out one of these days.
No, you're not.
On a computer I don't care about.
No, don't do it.
I'm gonna click it on a computer I don't care about. Or like one of my enemies' computers.
Yes, good idea, buddy. That's like when I registered in the FAA for drone, and it was like, register a drone at the FFA.com, and I gave them all my information. I know, I'm dumb.
It was hilarious. That was actually really funny.
I got to the end. I'm like,
you did the whole thing. You paid him and everything. You're like,
I don't think that was real.
Get anything? And I'm like, well, where did you go? And it was like, yeah,
flying your drone.
Registered.
This is a real internet site. Oh my, what? Yeah, it looks legit. Fuck you.
Anyway, I the first time I had it, first off, they're just delicious little.
They are good.
They're just tasty. The mouthfeel on them, tremendous.
Really nice mouthfeel.
Nice, tremendous little mouthfeel. And they're like 25 milligrams a piece, which wouldn't even be enough to move the needle if it was Delta 9 for me. 25. My sweet spot's, somewhere between 50 and 100. I don't know. It's somewhere in there. And that's where I like to be without being too stoned. Well, I started eating these. There were like 4 gummies in this pack. I ate the one. I'm like, well, that was fucking great. I ate another one. I ended up eating 100 milligrams of this, the 4 of them. That's not crazy. 100 milligrams Delta 8. I'd had the mints and stuff. You're not going to hurt me with a mint this big. You know what I mean? You're not going to move the needle. I'm driving a little bit later on, and I was just trying to remember when the fuck I smoked weed, because about halfway through my trip, I was off my tits. I was so fucking stoned, man. I was.
Well, you were huffing glue too.
Yeah, Tulio takes me to a different place though. But I mean, I really was. I was about.
What? I've never heard it called that before.
Well, that's. I think they took Tulio out of glue, but that was.
That's my favorite shit, dude. I will name my son that.
Yeah, it's.
I'll rename him
from toluene. So anyway, so it has a stupendous mouthfeel. It does. You get it. You get it, Garden. So yeah, I'm driving down the highway and I'm like, oh, I'm ripped, bud. I felt like the beginning stages of when I ate like the RSO at like the 360 milligram. Now, it didn't last quite as long, but it's still. I was still.
So it got you there
for like 3 hours.
Okay.
3 hours. I was like on one, and I was like, man. All out of
Did you come out of it quicker?
Gummies. I came out of it. Cleaner. I'll tell you that. Like I wasn't fucking groggy like a lot of other. And I wonder if Delta 9 edibles make me groggy, or if it's just like you just kind of keep eating a bunch of sweets or whatever. That you know what I mean. Like typically edibles are some kind of dessert or something. You eat 25 milligrams. You're like, yeah, that's not much. And you want to eat like 100.
You gotta go. This thing's bullshit.
You ate 100 milligrams, or you ate 4 fucking brownies.
You go, this edible sucks, is what you say right before you eat it. It can be 10 milligrams, it can be 500. You go, this thing's a piece of shit. It don't work.
This
thing don't work.
It always cracks me up to see people do that with mushrooms. Fuck, it makes my day.
Oh, Jesus.
It makes my day.
I've heard so many people who, with acid and mushrooms, are like, it wasn't working a half an hour into it.
Have some more. Eat some more.
But I've never in my life have I thought, well, fuck, man, I ate 3 hits. It's really not kicking in yet. I better go ahead and eat 5 more to fucking bump this up a little bit.
If you're sitting in like if you're sitting in an ayahuasca ceremony or something like that, typically what you would do is after having the medicine administered to you, after drinking the brew, everybody kind of goes back to their own individual palate or whatever. An hour in, you know, the facilitator, the shaman, the curandero is going to say, okay, it's been an hour. If you feel like you need some more,
okay.
Come on up and get it. Otherwise, you know, don't have to, you know, whatever. But just to kind of give you an idea.
And you were up there like, putting the whole thing.
Yeah, every time that comes up, they're like, if you feel like you need some more, and I'm like,
diving into the kettle.
Don't mind if I do.
Just kidding.
I could, let me see here. I could explain how it's affecting you differently, but it's really hard to type that much so early. Delta 9 versus Delta 8.
Your excuses. God dang excuses from this guy.
I'm sure that it is. What I'm getting at is like, I'm not sure. Like vaping it doesn't do it for me with Delta 8. But whenever I'm asking my body to metabolize it through an edible, I'm still getting stony baloney. So, and it's awesome.
I ate a whole bag of them.
Because I feel sorry for you, bud.
I do too. I'm never gonna get there.
You're a cannabis enthusiast, and it just.
I wonder if I stopped smoking so much, it's got to help, right?
Maybe. I mean, maybe.
I just want, you know, like when people get so stoned, they're like, look at that fucking blacklight picture, man. And, you know, like, I want to get there with edibles one day. But it's really hard. The main thing I notice when I eat a lot of edibles is I don't have to smoke.
Oh, that's for damn sure. That
like,
first time that you and I got
up. Oh, we were like, when was the last time we smoked?
350, 360 milligram
that cookies. Was the first one I ever go,
you
fuck,
and I drove
smoked
across
in
the
6
state,
hours.
And we didn't even look at weed.
No, I was like, that's
we were jamming.
Beautiful. Jamming. You know? I just, maybe I expect more from the stories that I've heard of people being like, I was fucking wasted. And I remember my dog fucking ate a bag one time.
Yeah.
And literally it's the only time I've ever seen a dog's shoulders do this. My dog's straight up just coming at me like this. Just fucking nice little wiggle on her. And I'm like, God, I broke my dog.
Here's Steve's dog.
Real nice and slow.
Baby, what you wanna do? Get your body down to rock town. Get your body down to rock town.
I like that. Get your body down to Rocktown. It's where all the cool kids are hanging.
It's always something
where all
like
the banging's done.
Rocktown.
Yeah, cool kids are hanging and banging in Rocktown.
No, it's actually where millennials go to rock climb, you piece of trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish that you could see the human as more than just a sexual being.
Yeah, for real.
This is actually a rock appreciators club. Where we talk about the healing properties of rocks.
Go in nature and climb on rocks that Mother Nature built? No, those rocks don't want you climbing all over them.
Do you think the rocks would appreciate
you
nutsack
dragging across their face?
Over them?
You want that?
Is that
for the rocks? Mother Nature?
Who you are?
No,
is that who you want to be?
We climb fake walls in here, okay?
Yeah,
we don't climb outside.
All of
go
this
outside.
is made of polypropylene.
Yeah, there's a bunch of allergies out there that my mom said I can't get in my willy. You know what it makes me think of though?
What does it make you think of?
Is there, you probably know this, if you're taking mushrooms and you eat more after your peak, are you ever going to hit a peak again?
Probably not.
Same deal with acid?
Probably not.
No.
No.
Acid
maybe.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah.
That makes sense all right there. Possibly. Quite possibly.
Well, I feel like introducing different chemicals throughout different parts of the trip will open different doors. For sure. 100%.
What about an acid mushroom?
The one that is the most insane to me. The fucking chemical compound that is like, because for me, I've explained this to you. I can't eat psilocybin recreationally. I don't eat it for fun. I can in like a very like low key hang with some friends around a fire. You know,
Sure.
I can do that. But outside of that, like when I take psilocybin, it grabs me by the face and it's like, I'm your fucking date to the dance, bud.
Yeah.
This is just me and you. So I'm outside fucking, ralphing and fucking screaming at the stars. That's what I do also.
I know.
That's what it makes me do on that. But there's a peak, and then there's no, and then of course the next day, if I wanted to do it, I would probably have to eat twice the amount of psilocybin in order to do that. Acid does not operate like that. Acid is bizarre. There's no rules to acid.
It is bizarre.
It can be one fucking hit could take you to the moon, and 5 could just make you fucking not feeling it.
I don't understand
it's a weird thing.
that not all acid is a similar effect. I feel like with MDMA, there's a similar effect with every MDMA experience.
Before we lose this,
sure.
Kush Coach laid some science.
Yeah,
on
let's
us.
do it.
There are compounds that are present with delta 9 due to converting to that will make you very lethargic. Those compounds don't show up when delta 8 is decarboxylized. Your liver has enzymes that break delta 8 easier, allowing the edibles to hit you faster and cleaner. Try them both in an edible. That's been my experience.
Wow.
That's been my experience. When delta 9 decarbs, it can turn to CBN. That also makes sense. It makes you very tired.
Yeah.
Mushrooms and acid is just an 8-hour peak. Oh, together? Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But the peak is my favorite part.
No, 100%.
If you're rolling pretty good.
It's one of the reasons why I love DMT, especially if I'm working with other medicines, is because DMT sometimes allows me to, I'm like, man, I was really into something there. I'm going to go back for a couple minutes. So
hold on, fellas.
The one that fucking freaks me out. So I was telling you, like, psilocybin just makes me be present with that. And so I've always considered it my most powerful plant teacher, or natural teacher. However, I could be on a couple of different chemicals, and I have never seen something just bulldoze, just run over the other experiences like ketamine. Ketamine is like...
Ketamine's weird as fuck.
Ketamine is one of those things where it's just like, oh, are you having fun down there? Here, let me show you how much fun you're having. And it's just now all of a sudden you're just in this totally different experience that is 100% uniquely ketamine, even when you're on other substances and you're like, oh, I was having a hard time distinguishing, LSD or MDMA, or I was having a hard time figuring out what was making me feel that in that journey. That was all ketamine right there. That perspective was all ketamine.
Sure, because that's what I was saying with acid. Acid, you expect every time I eat acid, I always see colors. The walls always kind of do this. Because even, I'll tell you what, even mushrooms a lot of times, the trees always look the same to me. They always have a vibration. The way they are moving with the wind, I'm like, those motherfuckers are the most alive thing. Yeah. Like they're breathing. You can feel them breathe. This whole connection to that. I get it damn near every time if I do them in the woods during a day tripper. Day tripper.
One-way ticket, yeah.
It took me so long
to find out what I found out.
So day tripping, I always get the same
version
thing.
of that? The Jimi Hendrix version of that? You heard it?
I know I have.
You had to.
I know I have.
Great. We'll listen to it after the fucking show. We fucking jam in here.
We jam in here, dude. It's so great. I'm happy. But acid, each time you take it, it could be like, well, you're going inside this time. Oh, this time you're going to see the craziest visuals you've ever seen. Oh, and this time it's going to be real mild, and you can hold a conversation and just kind of feel a little bit altered. That's the craziest thing to me. And to say, I don't understand the chemical structure of it enough to say, oh, this is what makes it orange sunshine. This is what makes it Grateful Dead acid. Like all the different kinds of acid, I guess, or I don't know if they're calling those strains or whatever, but different versions.
Batches.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that always amazes me. Like, how is one different than the other? Is there a slight chemical?
Oh, dude.
Or is it the person doing the fucking witchy magic over it? Like, what is it?
I think it was...
Or is it you?
I think it was Duncan Trussell telling this story, but he's talking about having a conversation with Owsley's wife. And Owsley was, pretty well known or considered like the greatest acid chemist. He's making all of the Grateful Dead, all of the family acid, like you know. And there's kind of a lore attached to him, and he and Duncan, I think, was, I have to dig this up, but he was having this conversation with her, and he's like, I just don't feel like when I take acid now, it's the same as when I took acid, you know, whatever, in the 90s or.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, honey, that's because nobody's a perfectionist anymore. You know, now it's about just creating a bunch of it. You know, nobody's fucking really just tweaking and making
craft cannabis versus
craft
big.
LSD.
Yeah,
it's 100%. Like
Damn.
that's and so there are LSD is not like it's not methamphetamine. LSD is a very complicated fucking compound to synthesize to create, right? Whereas, I mean, meth, you can fucking make it with battery acid in a 20-ounce bottle. You know what I mean? Like it's.
He's gonna give us a lesson after the break.
Crack like this. Make crack like this.
We have our own version. Make meth.
Oh,
like
that's
this.
not bad. Not bad. Yeah. So I mean, it's very shake and bake, baby. I can get down on craft LSD. Yeah, I having experienced craft LSD.
What a cool thing.
Having experienced craft LSD recently, because when I was younger, there was always like this thing where it was like, man, you do acid and it makes you ache, and like the next day it doesn't feel all that good. You know, you're kind of grimy, you're crampy, and it's kind of I liken it to. You know, drinking pop-off vodka versus most people can't taste the difference because there's not much of a
there's swine, uneducated swine.
But the difference in like a higher dollar bottle of alcohol, typically a higher dollar bottle of wine or scotch or anything like that.
There's
when you wake up the next day. When you wake up the next day, your head's not pounding because there was a bunch of bullshit sugars added or whatever.
There's a perfectionist behind those bottles.
Yes, and I recently also, liquid is a weird animal. You were talking about,
I wasn't talking about shit, man.
Control, like LSD, is there a difference in between? Like, liquid is, it cracks me up when people are like trying to get on a microdose protocol. First off, with LSD in general, not just liquid, but with LSD in general. People are like, well, I just took a quarter of a hit. It's like, oh, yeah, well, maybe that's where all of the acid concentrated. Like, I've had that happen. I've had that happen where I've had a sliver of a slice. A sliver of a slice, bud. Take me to
two slivers of a
slice. Take me to the fucking moon, man.
I forgot about that shit, dude.
Take me to the moon, bud.
Two
acid
slivers
is
a slice.
Very weird.
It's a weird animal, man.
It's a weird. Well, I asked Rick Doblin with ayahuasca, what is the control for these experiences when you're giving someone a brew? It's not exactly measuring milligrams in a capsule, you know. To which he informed me that I was wrong in how I was thinking, like the whole double blind.
It's easier, actually.
But it also led to him talking about that's what he was writing his dissertation on to get his PhD, was like the double blind problem. Because when you're dealing with substances like psychedelics, you're dealing with something that is almost entirely subjective, you know, and you're also
can't be quantified in any way.
It's very hard to quantify, and it's also when you have the presence of these chemicals where a trace amount can send your body into a fucking whirlwind of feelings and expressions. It might be 1 cup of ayahuasca. I mean, dude, I've had ayahuasca ceremonies where I've taken a shot, you know, and I've had ayahuasca brew where I've walked into the ceremony, in the room of the ceremony, and the place reeks of dimethyltryptamine, and I'm like, whoa, I have never, like, this is going to send me, and then, like, I've taken it, it's been a very mild, and maybe that was because the Syrian Rue or the whatever the MAOI was, maybe it's because that wasn't working as effectively, you know, like, there's so many different variables to kind of shape those experiences.
I think our body function, too.
Body function, the environment that we're in.
No doubt.
I mean, there's the actual medicine person handling it.
No doubt.
You'll know when you're with an adept healer or medicine person, you know, like those people are actually operating in a different world. They're not just like guessing at it. Because that's how my fucking stupid monkey brain
No
works.
doubt.
I'm like, I can't. I don't know what you guys are talking about seeing, but I've also seen. You ever seen the shaman just knows exactly when to come over and say what needs to be said, or wrap you on the head with some fucking reeds or something to keep you here and not to get too far out.
Was it silver tanks? What color were the tanks?
Silver.
Yeah. I mean, when Hamilton Souther talks about holding space, we've talked about holding space a million times. In the first 999,999, I thought holding space was like, I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
I'm holding your space. Just another name for being here for
Just
somebody.
being here.
I'm here for you. That's part of it. And then Hamilton Souther goes on to say, no, I'm holding space for these people. I'm creating an aura of love around here. I'm actively projecting my frequency out a little bit further so everyone can get a taste of this kind of safe zone that I've tried to will and I've practiced at doing, and that is hard to quantify, but makes sense on a level when we're talking about frequencies and vibrations and energies. I guess I'm at the break. We're about to go to break. So I think it's fucking cool as hell. I can't wait to see the day when there are a lab that's like, hey, we administer LSD here, or they're even like selling it. I'm in a world where we're getting to the point where they're like, yes, here's this. This is each hit. It's containing this much. Just let us fucking know. We'll make the decisions. I don't think anyone's going to go there. What are they worried about? Someone going to the acid store and buying a ton of acid and then selling it on the streets or giving it to kids? They can't.
Yeah,
People can already get it.
It just wouldn't make that much
People
sense.
can get it. So if you make it in a way so that it's a, I don't know if it's not rehab is the word, but more, and even not clinical, but more the clinical tribalism then, like mixing those worlds, like saying, yes, this is old world medicine. Maybe not LSD, but even like DMT and some of the substance and mushrooms. Like, hey, this is old world medicine. We're gonna do our best to administer it from all of these people we've gathered information on that have worked, and now we have real fucking scientists behind it. Let's mix those worlds a little bit.
No doubt.
Mix the shaman and the scientist, have them working hand in hand with each other.
No doubt.
And that shop's down on fucking Main Street. So when I'm 65 and I'm like, fuck, I worked this job that I hated my whole life. I haven't really saved. I'm fucked up. I got all this shit going on. What am I going to do? Oh, yeah, you go into that fucking place down there, blows your fucking head open, and fucking makes you rethink things so you can get your life on track for the last. Oh, I'm addicted to fucking opioids or something. Well, they got an Ibogaine clinic down there, bud. It's got like a 70% fucking success rate. Yeah. Go down there and check it out. Just check it out. Fucking, it doesn't have to be 40 grand either, like a rehab. It doesn't have to do that. Yep. Seeing people who are on MDMA therapy who totally have so many things going on in their lives. And I never really think of MDMA like that. But when you can love yourself, like you were saying yesterday or the day before maybe, when you can love even the shitty things about yourself and love those ideas and love that hard trip, love that.
Well, you have to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what MDMA helps people do that. And we're like, well, fucking got to keep ecstasy off the fucking street. It'll eat your brain. No. There's a shop down there, buddy. Actually, if you go in there, you might come out a fucking different person.
A changed person. We watched it in From Shock to Awe, man.
No doubt.
We always talk about veterans dealing with PTSD, which is important that we talk about it because we're losing, without counting California and Texas numbers, 22 veterans a day to suicide. What we rarely talk about in that, except for people in the know, is the PTSD attached to being the spouse or the child of someone with PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
So what was great about From Shock to Awe is it documents our friends Matt Kale, Michael Cooley. They go down, they do these healing ceremonies, but also their wives. Well, in that particular one, I think Matt, we've met Amy and Matt Kale's great. I believe it was just Michael's wife in this one they showed, but she does an MDMA ceremony, and she was also a veteran, and she was holding shit down while his world was nothing but a war in his mind. She was holding the fucking fort down. That's hard. That's the amount of trauma attached to that.
And she's going through her own shit.
And she's also a veteran. She's also seen all of these things. And I think one MDMA ceremony.
Yeah.
And she was right as rain, ready to.
She said she put her warrior down and told her mother spirit it's okay to come out. She had a conversation, loved herself. She goes, I can put the warrior away now. This warrior woman came to her. This version of herself that was a warrior came to her because I think they put a blindfold on her, didn't they? So she's able to connect and communicate in ways with herself, which sounds like, yeah, of course I can communicate with yourself. Can you?
Yeah.
Can you really have a conversation with whatever this is and go deep and tell a portion of yourself that it's okay, you did your job. I love you.
Yep.
It's time to rest for you. Let my mother spirit
I'm not killing
live.
you.
No.
Just go to
I
sleep for a
needed
while.
you.
Yeah.
I loved you.
Yeah.
Take a fucking break. You deserve it. You deserve it. And it's her talking to herself. It was one of the most fucking powerful things I've ever seen.
You guys should
in a
check
movie
out From
theater
Shock
in
to
my
Awe
life.
if you can. It's tremendous. Coach says Cali has shops that you can consume cannabis in. Then when you're sober, you can leave. They have TV, video games, music. There could be something similar for mushrooms or LSD. My brother-in-law, Brennan England, is the proprietor of the Cola Lounge down on Cherokee Street here in St. Louis. It was the first consumption lounge for patients here in Missouri, and
big
it's a
fucking
very
deal.
similar vibe. They've got Wii's on every TV, every gaming console you can play on every TV, pool tables, a spot to just sit, shoot the shit. They have a dab bar. You need to use a rig. You got your own concentrates coming. It's pretty fucking.
I got
it's
the
a sweet
commercial.
little deal.
I got the
Okay.
commercial for that.
Great, let's do it.
Here's what you do. Imagine us going down there and playing like Wii Mario Kart.
Yep.
And being like, either we could do a thing where we're like the champions taking on each other.
Yep.
Or did you ever know that we all knew this fucking guy, the guy who got so mad at video games?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got a
I would
story.
get mad. I would throw shit. But I had a buddy. I shit you not, in college we went through 20 remotes. Because the dude smashed them into. He would buy them. I didn't fucking
fine.
care.
Buy them. Keep
Go
going.
ahead, keep doing it. I got mine right
Yeah,
here.
you haven't learned your lesson
You're an
yet?
idiot. What the fuck is wrong with you? We would play NFL Blitz, and the baseball version. I forget what it was called. Grand Slam.
Where you punch.
You could punch the ball out of them at first base. It was Blitz was the football version. It was all about hitting people and doing illegal shit. And for some reason, that'll piss you off.
Slugfest. I had that game, and
I love because there was a couple dudes.
Dude, you had like Prince Fielder.
I want to say there was like fucking like a
Albert.
Ricky Henderson hack or something. There was something where you could get a player who was super fast, and every base he ran to, he'd knock the ball away.
Yeah.
No, it was fucking someone. It was someone
Later
like
on, 'cause it came out in,
Delino
it came out,
DeShields,
2003,
or like a Dexter Fowler type.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep.
It was someone small who
Willie
would fuck-
Tavares.
It was D. Gordon.
D. Gordon.
I believe
Okay.
it was, and he could fucking sprint and knock the ball out of everybody's hands because you could knock the. They could be standing at the base and you fucking smash into them like it was home, slap the ball out of their shit. And for some reason that'll yoke you up more than just playing football.
Are you kidding me?
Like you're like fine.
Oh, I was
when
a brutal
someone's
mad-
beating the shit out of you. Also, that's when
you can't do shit and someone's just fucking exercising their will against you. Like
we got MMA for Xbox, and it was like kind of I think like one of the first years it came out. I feel like because it was kind of a new deal, and we were like, "Whoa, this is amazing!" But you'd start getting worked in MMA, and you'd officially have to start a fight with the person you were fighting on the screen. Like, be like, fuck you, dude. It wouldn't be happening if it was fucking
if it was real life, bud, you'd be catching these fucking knuckles.
Every fucking time. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Even the guys on the game are like, fuck, guys. What are we doing? I love those guys.
That was me in pro wrestling for 8-bit NES. Remember
Wrestling
old pro? There was an old school pro wrestling.
Where it
They had like
didn't have their
Starman,
names. Yes.
Starman, and I used to just work dudes and that, and they'd fucking get all pissed.
That's bullshit too, because there's only four fucking.
Yeah, there's only so many combinations.
Yes,
it's all about timing.
It's all about timing.
It's just
Oliver
like that
gets me with new wrestling with that.
Dude,
his timing's so much better than mine. Fuck.
There's what's the movie with Adam Sandler?
That's my
where
boy.
He plays, no.
Pixels.
Pixels. It's great, dude. I
love
fucking
Pixels.
love Pixels. It's so good.
I do. I like it.
Anyway, but yeah, he's like, I don't know. There's just a lot of options here. Like back in the day, it was all about timing. That's all it's all about.
All it was, dude.
All right.
All right. This is great. This is a great morning show. Guys, are you going to... Hey, Craig, I wonder if any other morning show broke down psilocybin and LSD experiences at fucking 8 a.m.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this.
Did they? Did they do it?
I'm going to guess not. I'm going to guess
say no.
nobody's... I guess I'm going to guess no one's talking about
8
how
a.m.?
ketamine pulled me straight out of a...
No, maybe.
Maybe. I think your kids are calling. I think it's time for a break. I think we need to let these people see our sponsors.
Hello? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Craig's making the show run long for some reason. He had to poop earlier. And
That's true. I threw in a break. Guys, these are our sponsors. We love you. We'll catch you on the other side of the break. We're going to talk about a couple of different things. We're going to talk about the UN rescheduling weed according to their scheduling guidelines, which really doesn't mean fuck all, but it should kind of get the ball rolling, we hope. And then you guys got to remember this, maybe put it in the text or something like that. I've got a story to tell you. Steve was talking about, remember your friends that got pissed off about video games? I got a story to tell you about a friend who is an avid comic book collector who saw Batman and Robin for the first time, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. These are our sponsors. We love you. Stick around. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
James Carlton Insurance 314-961-4800.
Handsome.
Amazing.
Astonishing.
Astounding.
Fabulous.
Incredible.
Fantastical.
Phenomenal.
Prodigious.
Stupendous.
Unbelievable.
Wondrous.
Divine.
Fantastical.
No, seriously, he's fantastical.
You got a house.
Go on and get it insured.
You got a car.
You gotta get it insured.
You got a life.
Go on and get it insured. CarltonInsurance.net.
Fantastical. Stupendous. Fantastic.
Hey, boys and girls, I'm talking about native hemp extract. That CBD.
That CBD.
Get inside of me.
Inside of me.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Sweet delicious CBD. That CBD.
That CBD.
Got the CBD. CBD native hemp. That CBD.
That CBD.
You can get it from me.
I can.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Get inside of me.
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 No. Inside of me.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
Native hemp extract. 1,800 milligrams of total cannabinoid goodness from Pike County, Illinois. Get yours at HoosierSophisticate.com.
I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Wanted poster looking like me. Checking the swamp man for a pretty girl. Being an outlaw in an outlaw world.
Hey, I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Wanted poster looking like me. Walking my hound dog, surfing that swamp. Catching crow that do the sweetly stomp. Everybody do the sweetly stomp.
It's a stomp, it's a wiggle, turn around, a little tickle. It's a stomp, move your feet, head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf.
Dude, man, get on down to Sweet Leaf Emporium and do that Sweet Leaf stomp, man.
James Carlton. James Carlton. James Carlton. You gotta get your insurance. Gotta get that State Farm insurance.
You think you found the best insurance agent in the game? Well, I got news for you. I did, and it's James Carlton. State Farm. CarltonInsurance.net.
'Hello and welcome back to the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Hey, here's my guy Craig, and this is Steve over here, and we're having a good time in the morning with you. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. We got a lot of good stuff planned for you. The second hour, we are going to talk about, I'm gonna tell you about vans and campers and little ways that you can get off the grid, because I told you earlier I was listening to Tom Green on Joe Rogan. That's what he's doing. He's got a fucking van. He goes and drives to national parks, goes out there.
This is my kid's dream. This is Landon's.
Well,
Landon's got a whole fucking plan.
I'm gonna break down some knowledge for anyone that may not know this is their plan, because I know this is like my new 5-year plan. I do want to get into some of the comments. I appreciate everyone so much for tuning into the show. You don't know how much that means to us at our core. Of course, yes, we come out here and we say we do this for us. We do this for us. I'm looking at analytics all the time. I care. I want to see our trajectory. I want to see it propel.
Continue to climb.
I want to see it, baby. I love when we get people who are excited on our text line. We got a guy right now, the Kush Coach, one of my favorite guys. How do I become a sponsor? Will you email us at twain@mycelial.media or HoosierSophisticate@gmail.com.
Twain, TWAIN at MYCELIAL.media. Twain at mycelial media.
It's simple. You can email us at either one of those and say, hey, I want a commercial made. I want a funny song. I want some social media content that's going to blow my friends away. Because that's what we do. We've been doing this shit for so long. We post something on social media and they go, there's Steve and Craig again, just being the funniest mofos I've ever met in my life.
Yep.
What do you know? There they go again. When we make something for someone on their feed,
Yeah, they close business.
it goes insane. To see that still gives me hope in the world, which is wrong, but it's okay, because when I see that explode on there, I go, baby,
we're still hitting.
Still
You still got
it,
man.
baby. Still got it. So, anyone who wants to become a sponsor, we'd love to have you. If you're not a complete asshole, because we've honestly told sponsors, someone with the most money.
We probably
told,
we are dumb. We probably told the deepest pockets in the Missouri cannabis game that we weren't interested.
Yeah, what were we doing? And earlier with
buddy,
there was CBD that was kind of
iffy.
And
yeah, and that was that would have been a fruitful endeavor, and we told them
what
them
are
to
we
fucking
doing?
Those are the things that you do. Listen, you act in accordance. We act in accordance with what our fucking heart feels, and it doesn't pay us in the present.
No.
To think like that, but boy, does it pay off in spades.
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy, does it pay off in spades on the back end.
What did I say yesterday in my Creve video? It's, hey, sweet Mama Jamma, babe.
Sweet Mama Jamma. Boy, what the fuck?
We can probably play that.
For a lot of people that are tuning in to this morning show that are maybe new to it, the way it used to kind of go around here was Monday nights were our jam. That was what we would do. And then Steve would do an internet show
at night. Quit that.
And I would do...
Got too good.
I would just do like morning check-ins on my way to
work.
It
was brilliant.
It was a nice little way for me to dump some poison out.
It was so good, too.
But
we got some of our best shit out of it.
Also have a great conversation with the community. And then, so we've got some of those things recorded. But also, Steve did one day as Creve, and really just nailed a Craig Kohler morning impression. And I think there's a lot of jokes that would be lost on people that didn't know.
Totally.
It was
spilling the coffee. Road rage.
Spill my coffee every day.
Got a huge cup of coffee.
I got a vat of coffee. Tell people to suck the day's dick or its clit, whatever their sexual proclivity was. Live the life with the zest and fervor only a sophisticated Hoosier can.
What you got?
You nailed all those things.
What you got?
What you got? Hey, Steve-O. So there was like a lot of stuff there. Unpacking a lot of stuff, but you really did nail the impression.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. So that could be you. We could be doing impressions of them.
And so, there's limited advertising space on our show, but there is unlimited potential for us to create content and commercials for people to use at their will. But as far as you want to be a part of Hoosier Sophisticate, you want to sell things to the people that dig on this culture, like you're going to be one of us. That's the deal. And if you don't line up with how we get down, then that's fine. That's fine. We can still make you some stuff. We'll still do business. I like doing business with everybody. It just can't necessarily.
We're not for everybody.
Kush Coach, that guy. Fuck that guy.
Oh, yeah, he's not getting
He's never getting on this show.
Never on this show.
Never once are you ever going to sniff this show, pal.
Not until he wrestles me. Have you heard of the...
Naked?
There's olive oil wrestling.
I would put Coach on here tomorrow.
There's it's like in Turkey or something.
Olive oil wrestling in Turkey? You're speaking all of my kinks.
I know.
Dude.
Here it is. It's an actual...
Does the loser get fisted? Because this might be the best.
Yeah.
Greek athletes.
Yep, this is it.
Greek athletes.
This is
Read this fucking headline for me, please.
Okay, fine, I will. This is from Daily Mail. Greek athletes covered in olive oil engage in traditional wrestling bouts where brawlers gain advantage by putting their hands down rivals' trousers. Oil helps lubricate wrestlers, so they are slippery while competing in
it's flag wrestling. It's like flag football. You can't let anybody touch your dinger.
Annual event in the Greek village of Sochos. The best way to beat a rival is to avoid their greased up bare torso and aim for the fellow competitor's trousers. Annual festival dating back 2 millennia blends the traditions of ancient Greece with more modern time. Leather-clad topless wrestlers greased up with olive oil take part in this annual competition in Greece. Rippling muscles on display, the half-naked competitors gathered in a makeshift ring in a village as traditional music is blared out to set the mood. Their challenge was to get a hold of their oiled-up opponent in a vice-like grip so they couldn't escape. Sounds tricky, The best way to succeed is to avoid slippery torsos.
Was this written in Out magazine?
Wrestlers compete
Whoa,
in...
look at that picture. He's a handsome laddie.
Dude, that's what... Look at that.
Hang on. I'll
Look at that, bud. If that's not the hottest thing you've ever seen, I don't know what is.
They're doing it in jeans?
No, it's leather. The trousers are called Kismet, and while traditionally made from buffalo leather, they are now usually crafted from soft calfskin, but they weigh like 30 pounds or something crazy.
That's hot, dude.
Wrestlers compete in rounds of 30 minutes with 10 minutes of added time if no winner has emerged. 40 minutes of this. Jesus.
40 minutes of wrestling?
If you gotta. The competitors have still not bested.
Insanely long wrestling bout, dude. Those are men.
Look at these
guys. Yeah, those
guys.
dudes they look like Spartans. They have to because wrestling for 40 minutes is insane.
Damn,
wrestling
bud.
for 4 minutes sucks.
Yeah, no doubt. I wrestled 3 kids the other day for like 15 minutes. I thought I was going to die. I had to go sit outside and get fresh air. Here you go. Here's a little more eye candy for you. You want this website?
I'll get it.
Want me to send it to you?
Greek olive oil wrestling.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll probably come up.
Yep.
First one?
I just wanted to get a picture of it.
First one? Yeah, you got to show them these pictures. They are graphic.
Is that guy biting him?
Yeah, go ahead and throw that up on the screen. If you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can download the podcast anywhere, and you can also share this feed anywhere you want, okay? Let me see my countrymen. Let me see this, bud. Go ahead and transition it. But if you're listening on the podcast, what you're going to want to do is actually check out the live feed, because we got some pictures of this. Does it have a name? I don't think it has a name. It's just olive oil wrestling.
It's just Greek olive oil wrestling.
Simple.
Easy enough.
You gonna transition it? Or
yeah, I got 2 mice going here. So
yeah, I don't know what. There you go, bud. There we go, guys. Take them through it. Oh, look at this guy.
Let's see here. This is the one that really caught my attention. But
I think you got to pin them on their back. Look how many people are watching them.
I'm gonna zoom in on that little guy.
Do it. Ooh, that's tiny. That's what I'm talking about. So I just learned about that the other day.
Did you bone you up?
I mean, I enjoy
that dude's back.
I enjoy a physique like that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a man's game. You should.
I mean, that makes me.
It's the human form.
It's the gay.
It's the human form.
When I had a teacher, yeah, I was like, oh,
we all live on a gay spectrum.
I'm sure there's some guys.
Just like plants are on a
some guys are so
spectrum.
anti-gay. They're like, hell no, that dude ain't got a nice back. Looks like an idiot or something. But then they're a raging hard on. And you're like, but that might. No, I can appreciate the shit out of that. I mean, I'm not trying to slide my hand down a greasy
just relax,
asshole.
bud.
I'm not trying to slide my hand down.
That
a
is
greasy
the prize,
asshole.
bud.
I'm looking. I mean, am I going to be an oil guy for these guys? Maybe. They all look like that.
Well, you're 100%.
Oil them up.
You're 1,000,000% going to be.
I like physique.
So, okay, just to kind of. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay. Yeah.
So here's my question.
Sure.
You got to get down in their pants.
Sure.
Yes?
Yes.
Then what? Like.
Well, you got to pin them on their
gets
back. Once you get them on their back for a certain amount of time, like in wrestling. That's what I heard. Other countries do this.
Why are we going down their pants?
Because it's the only spot you can grab them and get a control of them. And
so
plus,
it's still like
it's
wrestling.
overtly sexual. You're not gay, but
it's
you're
still like wrestling rules, but
it's just you don't have labels. You know what I mean?
I don't listen. The gay thing misses me. I don't care about that. I'm just trying to figure out.
No, I'm explaining it for everybody else. I know
what these guys. I mean, the guy's got shredded delts.
No, I'm just thinking it's like, listen, these
that's
guys.
That's the only place you can get.
These guys got girlfriends.
Lots of girlfriends.
But it's the deal is when you kind of stick your hand down your buddy's pants.
Yeah.
It kind of just like, it's a bonding thing.
Totally.
You know, like this is just a battle of merits and wills. I mean, the Spartans did shit like this all the time. And they're the hardest dudes around.
I could see how
Listen, their dads did it. Their dads' dads did it.
I get that.
They've seen their dads do
if
this
I
exact
stick my
same
thumb
way.
up your butt, you're going
Listen, who
to
the
your
fuck
back
said that?
to protect your poop chute.
You want to make a bet?
Coach. Here's the deal.
You want to make a bet?
Everybody
I'll get in
knows
all
on the
fours.
wrestling mats. Everybody knows
I'll
if
get
you're
in all
in danger,
fours
you can check
faster.
someone's oil. That's fine. You got 2 moves. You got two last ditch efforts. If someone is working you to possibly start to pin, you go with an oil check, or you go with the 5-on-2. And that's, like
Grab their nuts.
you grab their nuts and give them the old.
Is that legal in wrestling?
Sure.
Okay, because
Twist his dick off.
here's what happens. Let me explain to you what happens.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Here's what happens. Kush Coach sticks his thumb up my butt. Potential sponsor. Okay, I'm gonna graphic detail. He's gonna slide his thumb right up my butt.
Now.
Okay, he's gonna slide it right on in there. Pop a hole in my singlet. He's in there, in the flesh. I clinch. Okay.
Now you're taking him.
Now I take him for right.
Now who's in control?
He's trying to pull out. I'm moving back against him. I come. Okay. As I'm finished, as I get to the last one, and my clinch is getting harder and harder each time.
Naturally.
I take his thumb and I go, "Chia!" and break it to the side. Okay. Now I got his thumb.
You're like,
Exactly. Slow motion of my ass cheeks. Well, fade to him. He's going like this, and blood just spewing out of
You ripped it off?
I ripped his thumb off. Now it's in my ass. Now I own his thumb in my ass.
Well, naturally,
bud.
that's just a
He's
trophy
standing over
of
there
war.
going, oh. And I get down like this, and I go, and I farted out.
Of course you do.
I farted out, and he's going, oh, my thumb. And it goes.
This is your advertising
and
pitch?
it goes, boop, right in his mouth. His own thumb.
Shitty thumb.
With my shit on it, goes right in his mouth. He's so amazed by it, okay? He goes, and he swallows it,
And
right?
then thanks you.
No.
Oh.
And he poops it out. You think any other morning show's talking about this right now?
I just love that you called your shot and be like, oh, you want to advertise on my show? Let me tell you what you have to look forward to, sir. I'm attaching your business's name to
whatever that was. There's no name for that.
Fucking got
but look,
nothing.
just like that Key and Peele skit, everything I say, it's like, oh yeah, remember those guys did that? That's cool.
That's neat.
Shannon and Glenn both have to poop at the same time.
Well, I get it.
You ever do that when you and your wife have to poop at the same time? You sit down first, then she sits on your lap and poops in between your legs.
First off, Shannon's a male.
Well, yeah, Shannon and Glenn.
And Glenn is also
It's a girl
male.
and a dude.
No. What you trying to say?
Nice try.
Guy can't be named Shannon?
Yes.
Get out of here, bud.
Yes.
I remember the first time.
I bet he's never heard
There's a guy that
before.
worked at my dad's shop.
No, Shannon Sharp, he fucking beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
If you said that to him.
Yeah.
I would
You know
never
what I would
say
say
that.
to Shannon Sharp? I would say, your brother was better than you.
Oh, what was his name?
Sterling.
Sterling was the man.
Yeah, he got
receiver
hurt.
for
He got hurt.
pack.
Green
the
Bay.
pack.
Mhm.
He was the man. Sterling.
Yep.
Sterling Sharp.
Yep.
What a fucking name.
It's a great name.
Shannon really got
Absolutely
fucked.
great name. Yeah, Shannon
I'm
got
a
shit.
dude. I've heard it before. I'm a person. I'm one person. I'm a dude.
Let's just get it on the record here, Shannon.
I've heard that before.
I knew that, and I was already clearing. I was already cleaning
he's
up
got it.
behind my partner before you could even think about it, pal. All right. I don't
You've had
need
a
you to
lot of
come in
time
here.
thinking about my thumb in your ass. He's a great dude. He came to my house for a sesh. They drove from Mo. Who's he talking about? Joint account. Ruin everything. I have fun on this show. You guys want to learn about campers and vans that maybe, oh shit, look at this guy's cooking up over here. Listen, I am very interested in, and we only got 25 minutes left here before the next break, so I want to get to this. I want to live off grid, bud. I want to get there one day where I can fish and hunt and live close enough to a town where I can grab stuff. And like I said, maybe get fucking Amazon delivered, but I'm still off the grid enough that I can shoot guns and do shit. You know, I can poop in my front yard if I want to. You know, I can make love to my wife on the roof of my home.
Damn right, bud.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to
my
be free, baby. I want to be free. So I thought, tiny home, right? And maybe I'll break down tiny homes tomorrow, where you can get a tiny home, because we've seen tiny homes, plummet in price. You can get a tiny home for $4,000 now at some places.
Sure.
I mean, it's just the
bare
bones.
As it becomes more prevalent, we could get this down to where they cost almost nothing, just a fucking little build-at-home kit. You know what I mean? Like,
bud.
And that's really the deal. I mean, you can spend as much as I've seen some elaborate tiny
I've seen
house setups.
$70,000 to $100,000 tiny homes
all day. Yeah.
Which one was awesome? It was 2 shipping containers, and then like another one up top. So it had like a common area that was outside, but a room upstairs and 2 rooms to the side. I was like, okay. It was real big. Okay. So do you have this? This is the one I want, the 10 cool campers. Oh, do we have something on the desktop audio?
Oh, Alan just wanted to chime in with
sure.
his smart
Let's
ass.
hear him.
You know how it goes, bud. Here, let me see if I can't do it here.
Okay, we're gonna do
Steve,
a smoke out.
let's grease each other up and play a little snag the baloney. It's certain to make midges. Spunk. Spunkety spunk spunk.
Thank you, Alan.
Okay, I haven't heard from him in a while, and he's dropping straight knowledge on
He
us.
wants to grease each other up and play a little snag the baloney.
What's wrong with him?
Alan
We gotta
is
get
the
him
most
fixed.
disgusting little.
We gotta get him
AI.
fixed. We gotta get. He's a pig.
We're have to neuter him.
What's wrong?
Alan, what was that you said? Hang on, Alan. I'm not sure I quite understand.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, Steve, let's grease each other up and play a little snag the baloney. It's certain to make midges. Spunk. Spunkety spunk spunk.
I'm gonna make the AI jizz. How?
It's certain to make him jizz.
I'm calculating a 100% chance at that making me jizz.
A little snag the baloney. You're a sicko, Alan.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Let's
So stupid. Automobile mag. Automobile mag, right, bro? You can zoom in a little bit.
There we go.
No, I want automobile mag, Dick.
You want this one?
Yeah, I want 10. Guys, I'm going to show you 10 vans here, and so is Craig. You can zoom in maybe on that a little bit so it makes it wider on the screen for him. You know, fills up the whole page.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me just get over here.
We got a whole deal going down in the mornings. If you are creative or artistic or just want to hang out, we might put you to work on the green screen. You see this? This is a green screen. Craig and I are standing in front of a green screen.
Oh, if you guys want to add anything to our show behind us, email it.
Any creativity that you can drum up,
Write a
we'll suck it in. We
Be
will
a hero.
soak it and suck it up. I swear to the Lord Almighty. I will. All right, guys, let's get into automobilemag.com before we got a break in 20 minutes. Damn, this show is flying by today. I love everybody.
Yeah, we're running
Thank
on
you
the
guys.
15s today.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Looking to get out there, really out there, but tents are a no-go, and you don't want to drag a trailer or sleep in or drive something the size of a house, then you're looking for a camper van. These handy homes away from home are based on normal-sized trucks and vans, meaning they should fit in normal driveways and parking spaces and be fairly easy to drive. We've gathered up 10 worth considering. Although fair warning, even while the majority sit at the affordable end of the camper van and conversion van spectrum, they're all significantly pricier than a regular old van with an air mattress thrown in the back. First one, which there's a couple companies that you can look up too, and I think on the other one might be
Here's an Airstream.
Okay, I'll look at that.
Did you want to go with the other one?
Yeah, the first one is the Airstream Interstate 19. How fucking cool is that, dude?
Well, if it's anything like fucking Airstreams, which
I know.
are amazing. We've
Yeah.
had one brought to Cotillion before. Like they
Unbelievable.
They are a fucking. They're just unreal.
I thought they were like a bare bones thing.
I could live in an Airstream easily.
No doubt.
Yep.
No doubt. So that one's it's 160.
Real quick, so this is kind of a new trend, right? So just a little to tie it in a little bit. We talked about me selling limos and building limos before. In 2011, the Lincoln Town Car was phased out, and it was like the last rear-wheel drive limousine, right? Lincoln replaced it with this front-wheel drive MKT. It was kind of a weird-looking car. It makes a great hearse, but kind of a weird stretch.
Sure.
When you think stretch, you think kind of a Cadillac or a Lincoln.
Yeah.
This was kind of a weird cut. For about the same price as the MKT stretched, you could buy a Mercedes Sprinter van and fit twice the amount of people and be able to stand up in it and offer a totally different experience. The advent of the Sprinter vans, these machines are so badass. And what you can fit in an empty shell of an extended wheelbase Sprinter van, like you can, dude.
You can fit in the back of an extended wheel.
Well, dude, I mean, I can't. I'd love to see the fucking interior on this.
Oh, I think it has pictures. There's 58 photos.
Look at this.
There's 58 photos of that shit if you want to scroll through them a little bit.
Look at that bad boy.
Dude, it's amazing, bud. And you can fit. Oh, was that the
They're all, yeah, so Mercedes makes
this
the
is all
Sprinter
of
van.
them.
So Dodge used to, it's essentially the same deal, but you know what's awesome about the Mercedes? Is, dude, it's got like this Blue Tech diesel that gets like 40 fucking miles to the gallon. 45 miles
Oh,
to
it's
the gallon.
based on a Mercedes Benz Sprinter.
Yeah, it's a Mercedes Sprinter van chassis. Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I'm
okay.
saying. So like that vehicle kind of took over the whole industry.
Holy
and
shit!
And then there's been this also the RV industry kind of the same thing. Like we don't have, not everybody wants to fucking tow around 45 feet of trailer. Like what
That's
if
the
you can have an
greatest thing of all
experience
time.
in a van?
Oh, I'll have an experience in a van, all right, bud.
Me too. And if it's a rockin', don't come out.
Is that the inside of that too?
That is from the. It's another seating configuration.
Is this all the Airstream?
This is all still the.
Okay, so here's the next one. I can start
it's
reading.
Not all the Airstream.
No, that all
That
was.
was still the Airstream. Okay.
All right, so go. You can go to the next picture. I can read if you want, and just keep showing pictures.
You got it. So we're on this boho camper conversion.
Yes, this is my favorite one. If I was gonna get one, this is what I'm getting. This screams.
This is what my kid's all about. Yeah.
This is like, it's chill. It's like super chill. Pricing starts at $30,000 for the conversion, not including the van. What that leads me to believe is that with a little know-how, and say you got one of these vans, I was looking up 2500s on these Express. I think they're Chevy Expresses. Is what they're based on. You can get one of those for $5,000 to $10,000. They're even selling some that have 300,000 miles on it, so you know it's made. Like my stepdad Randy's heavy-duty truck thing ran for 300,000 miles with just having to change the minimal amount of shit.
Yep.
Yes, he took care of it.
Yep.
Fucking, drove it. Not, took care of his shit. That truck lasted forever. If you can get a van like that and say you get it at 60,000 miles, kind of spruce it up a little bit. If you can get 30,000 from these guys doing it, what do you think? You could probably do it yourself for fucking 7, 6 or 7 with all the, if you had the same skills and figured out.
We can totally do this.
I mean, that's what I thought was the most.
We can totally do this.
Like the easiest way
and
most
happen
affordable.
To have a bunch of tools that'll make it a little bit easier for us.
Yeah,
it's
I
about
know.
the only thing they're fucking good for.
Yeah, we should. But look, it sits so high off the ground too. If I don't know if we're still. Are we still?
No,
on
I just went past it here.
Is that still the boho too?
This is the boho here.
Okay, so then go back to the first picture. I mean, you don't
it's
have.
Pretty cool. You open the back doors, you've got like tables and additional storage. Like that's one thing I love about tiny homes and van conversions in general is like how smart the conversions.
Go back to the original picture. Let's keep going. Let's keep one more. Yep. And I love how high it sits off the ground.
Yeah.
That I feel like I can take a little bit off-road too. The only thing is, I think only a couple of these, maybe all-wheel drive. I would love to be able to build my own. You know, like, oh, I transitioned it to 4-wheel drive. Now I can really fucking go where no one goes. Because in a 2-wheel drive car, you're only getting to certain places. If you could mix a Jeep with one of these, because I always wanted minivans that were camping minivans. Give me a minivan, but give me some ass on it and let it sit a little higher.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, give me some wheels on it and let me fucking take it off-road. Remember you went to... That one year we went camping, I think, for your son's birthday, and it ripped the bottom thing off your car because it's like vans aren't made for that. That's what made me think.
Has traversed some fucking terrain, bud.
Oh, it didn't stop it.
That damn sure didn't stop it.
All right, and then the next one we got, number 3, the Caravan Outfitter Freebird Camper. That one's built off a Nissan, the NV 200 cargo van,
which is awesome. That thing is it's immense.
Yeah, it looks huge. Even when I've seen them on the road, they're big.
They're big as fuck.
They all have about, I was looking up last night, between 70 and 80 inches at their tallest.
That's got a little pop-up.
Oh, that's fucking cool. But that one, $42,000 for the Pro Top model. I mean, that's, you know, comparable to a new car. Most new cars, I feel like. The basic Freeburg is at $37,000. Yeah, then you got the Winnebago Solis.
That's the one with the pop-up.
Okay, that one's pretty cool. And that's based on the Ram ProMaster. That's what Tom Green said his is based off of. He got a ProMaster and sent it to a company to have it tricked out. Right now, there's only a certain amount of companies that do it. If you started that company today, you'd be fucking swimming in it if you marketed yourself correctly.
Yep.
Because I guarantee this is the next wave of what people do. With fucking mask and coronavirus and shit, they're going to say, oh, you know what's cool? I can live in my house in a national park for a few weeks, then leave. Tom Green says about every 4 days, he finds some sort of thing in nature that he goes, oh.
Never seen that before.
I just got to fucking stay here for a week and write, create music, do a podcast, and then I move on to the next space. Him and his dog going around. It's so freaking cool. So the Winnebago Solis, that one's 100 G. So
that's about, I mean, honestly, for a limo conversion, you're going to buy a brand new Sprinter for 93 and up. And like in a lot of them, like the really custom ones, like built one for, who's a fucking knucklehead closer? John Papelbon.
Really?
Yeah. And like, you know, so like you can, these guys are, when they start customizing, they can start spending some fucking coin on them. But I mean, 90 to 100's about the rate. Because I mean, a brand new Sprinter, you know, you're going to be in just under 40. You're going to have a $50,000 conversion on it.
Here's a 2015 with 70,000 miles on it for 27. Those are Mercedes-Benz Sprinters. Here's a 2019 for 37. 2019 for 44. 2016 for 33. I mean, it's
that one's got seats in it already. Yeah, so you can get a brand new shell for just under 40.
And I mean, let's see, lowest. What could you get one bare frickin' bones? 2013, you probably want something a little newer than that.
You know what's actually a really reasonable?
I mean, you could do it in
option.
One of these.
Like the thing I like about the Sprinter is honestly its fuel efficiency.
Dude, it's got 370,000 miles on it.
If you're talking about those Blue Tech diesels will go for a fucking
Jesus.
miles, dude. If you're talking about like driving around your house and like really like getting out and about and seeing the world, that is gonna be tough to do at 8 fucking miles to the gallon. You know what I mean? Like
how much do they get those diesels?
Like 40, like 34.
Shut your fucking
They're
mouth.
fucking awesome. Now that's probably built without weight in it, but still like you know upper 20s to 30. Like they're so fucking.
Holy shit. Freightliner Sprinter, is that the right one?
That should be a Mercedes Sprinter.
14.5 2018 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van gets approximately 14.
Is that diesel?
Nope, that's gas.
I don't know. It's I'll pull it up here.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, so back to the old list here. I think we're at number 5, maybe. Like Boho Vans, Outside Vans, which is the next one, generates custom van builds for customers. There's no set template, nor does the outfitter require a single make of donor van, although the company's website seems to show a preference for Mercedes-Benz Sprinters. All of these large camper vans have one thing in common, however. They're all rugged looking and built for van life. Hashtag van life. Off the beaten path.
They may have stopped making the diesel.
I saw an option on Auto Trader last night when I was looking them up, so you can get one a couple years older. Those not interested in delving into outside vans involved custom ordering process can choose from among the already built inventory the company has on hand and at any given time. This might be the one we'd choose for a conversion to live in. This thing looks really cool, dude. This next one with the tent, it's called the Outside Van. Sorry to F
yes,
you up
no,
there.
you're good. This one here.
Go down to this one. Yep, right there. That one is cool. The bed is up high. I like that. Being able to, I don't want to have to move my bed, and my bed is my main area.
In order to use your,
I want to have everything down low.
Well, that's what's nice about the lower floor too, right? Like because the raised floor, like
no doubt,
you know, you're cutting into your space without putting a cap on top of, which some people would do or could do on a van conversion, is like put a cap so that you. But dude, those Sprinters, you can fucking do jumping jacks in those things.
Yeah, I think how tall?
And if you
on
were
the
going to
inside,
be
maybe 80 inches.
Oh, like a Sprinter?
Yeah, from like the floor to ceiling. I looked it up. I think
how
it was 80.
tall is that? Yeah, probably a little over 7.5 feet tall, I would think.
Well,
7 feet tall.
6 feet is 70.
Yeah, 80 inches probably. That's probably right.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like that big of a deal because the pull to living like this is the fact that I'm not going to be in my house at all times. But if you're somewhere that's pretty cold, you know, you're going to be fucking holed up for in the snow or whatever, like when you retire to the warmth, you probably want to be able to stand up and walk around a little bit. It might be a little much to fucking have to be crouched over all the time, you know?
Next one on our list here is the off-grid adventure vans.
That thing's pretty industrial.
Yeah, it looks like something you might see on like Safari or something. The Ram ProMaster van, off-grid adventure vans, will build you a camper in one of 3 layouts: Rambler, Summit, or Vagabond. I love it. They got coming 36,000, the 33,000.
It's pretty cool.
38,000. So they're all right in line with each other. The designs are minimal, mostly have to do with the integration of the bed, which can be a fold-out Murphy bed style unit. Fixed optional extras include an outdoor shower, a heater, composting toilet, solar panel, hot water system. I would have to do all that. Now this one this next one coming up is my favorite, but like that boho is like cool, but this one is, this one's
that's badass. That's what I was like. That was that E350 probably or E450.
Yeah. So I do like the Chevy van and the Ford van, like just their van. Their big boy van.
That thing's a fucking workhorse.
Look at that thing, dude. And I've seen guys beat them to shit, and they run every day for them. Though these vans, like, they build America. Like, they really do. The trucks and fucking vans like this. They build America. There are a number of camper models offered by the Sportsmobile brand, but easily the coolest is based on the old Ford E-Series commercial cutaway van chassis. Sportsmobile website notes the Ford Econoline E-Series has been discontinued, but that doesn't mean it stopped them from building them into campers. Customers can bring in used examples for conversion. Those interested in brand new large conversion vans can turn to Ford's E-Series replacement, the Transit. As well as there's $20,000 for a 4-wheel drive conversion. Is that the whole thing or just?
So that's what I was thinking.
That's great.
What was the cost?
I don't know. It just says 20,000.
That's just to convert it to 4-wheel drive.
Whew.
Yeah, that's a pretty costly endeavor. But that's what I was gonna say. You can get into
cool shit.
I've driven in some really cool limo buses that were made on like an E chassis with like the small. You've seen them, like they're like the little shuttle buses.
Sure.
You know, probably fit like they're running in Soulard. Like it'll fit 20 people comfortably.
Yeah.
Maybe. You can get into one of those used, dude, for as low as 10, 12 grand. Like and like you can get into a Shell, you know, pretty cheap too. Now that one's gonna have some pretty high miles, but you can get in one of those, and that is a ton of space.
Yeah.
Problem is that, you know, now you're back down to fucking 7-8 miles to the gallon, so you don't want to go fucking anywhere too far.
And
be a little better on the highway, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know. There seems like other ways you could do it. Short school bus. Seen people do school buses.
Totally.
I bet those don't probably get the best miles.
It'd be a little rough, you know.
Oh, it'd be crazy rough.
A little rough.
You'd have to do something to the suspension.
You'd have to also, you'd also have to secure everything in the build on the inside. Dude, I love it. I love the idea of all this.
Two more before we go to break here. Similar to the Freebird mod vans, creations can be transitioned between full-fledged camper vans and empty cargo-ready vans. It's kind of nice. Is that running on that Dodge? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, no. It's Ford Transit.
This one's a Transit?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, the Ford Transits are cool. I mean, I think it's like.
See, look how much that little tent build on adds to that, though. That's killer.
That is the best. Your bed's up there, and you can see all around. Stay away from bears.
A little bunks action.
We're from
bears. There's your fucking little Jeep, bud. Coming up
Dude,
next.
Look at the inside of this thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
God.
It's cool.
I thought I scrolled through this whole thing yesterday. I did not see this one. American Safari. This thing's a fucking beast.
There's your little Jeep, bud.
Not a camper van. We don't care. It is a camper, although certainly that's cool. Isn't based on a van.
Hooked up to the tonneau cover. That's pretty neat.
Yep. But the key bits are there: a living space carved out in the back of a vehicle. In this case, a Wrangler SUV with an additional 15 inches of bodywork. Oh yeah. Grafted on and a built-in. Jesus.
That's a little tight.
Yep, and nobody could question the.
That's a little tight.
And you're wrecking shit in there if you have anything like you were talking about.
Sure.
That's one thing. You probably can't go too off-road on them because you're throwing all your shit around. Yeah, it's like the dogs in the back of the fucking
most
shaggin'
of those
wagon.
have some kind of strap-in system.
Well, this is something that I'm putting on my goal.
Looking right here.
Is that the last one?
The Earth Roamer. This is the one my son was telling me about. It's probably like $500 grand if I had to. if my kid's into it,
Jesus. 1.5 million.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. They're legit.
Wow.
That thing holds 95 gallons of fuel, 85 gallons of fresh water, 12,000 watt-hour batteries, and 1,300 watt solar panel on board. Look at that fucking
buddy.
thing. Look at that bad boy. That's living, dude. LIVIN.
Jesus. 6.7 liter diesel V8.
That's a beast. I'm into it, man. I'm into it.
This is what I'm putting on my list of things to think about.
On your little dream board?
Yeah.
Make a dream board, pal.
It's my dream board stuff.
Good. Good for you. Good for you.
This show is on the dream board.
What do we got? There's been a lot of things that have happened on our dream board, from being able to party with people that we had as guests. One of our dream interviews happening within a year and a half of getting all this stuff.
We saw him on TV,
doing.
and then we melted into the TV with him.
That was incredible. Also, like, riffing his next tour with him, and also just riffing, like
just
the
riffing.
Two of you going back and forth. Like, I don't know. There's been a lot of things that trip right there fucked with me, fucked with my brain, because it started off. It all started to feel a little Truman Showy to me. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, and then I remembered, and it's something that everyone at home should remember, that the universe is conspiring in your favor. The universe is conspiring in your favor.
Remember
and
that.
The things that I thought were only a dream, pal, turned out to be reality. But when they became reality, I was caught in between worlds where I wasn't quite sure if it was reality or not.
Oh, I get it.
And if we continue to do this, we continue to put out there what it is that we're trying to do. Listen, the ranch has to have that vehicle. We just have to have it. We have to have 5 of those vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, thank you guys for... someone just said a yeet.
Who I'll kill them
blunt
right
man
now.
to kill.
Oh, blunt man to
They
get
could
killed.
open and close
Blunt
it
man
up.
to
The
get
soil
killed.
had a spot to run off so it didn't rust in the van. Okay. I was this hippie couple with a van like that. They built a greenhouse on top to garden and they traveled. That's just fucking neat.
Ooh, Baney has a VW bus.
Yeah, they got that a
I
couple
just call
months
her
ago.
Vaney.
Baney, I think you said. My neighbor has a Sprinter set up with solar. You can check it out next time you are this way. Okay.
Short bus conversions are nice. There's
You'll
a
have to
place in
remind me who you
Colorado.
are in order for me to do that.
There's a place in Colorado where you can rent the space and tools and do your own
That's really neat.
conversion. Fuck yeah.
That's really neat.
I have a dream of tiny home on land and watched a bunch of YouTube videos. That's how you do shit.
Dude, well, I mean, several years
That's how
ago,
you do shit.
that I think the documentary was called Tiny, and I'm like,
yep.
Oh, that's where I'm living.
You
right
have a
there.
family. Would you be able to, say you had the means to make tiny homes for each one of your family members?
That's how I would like to do it. Like
Jenny and I talk about that. We would want like a group place.
You know,
that we
you
could
have
obviously
commons. You have a commons. You have a
But then
mess
she could
hall,
have like
you have
her
mess
own
hall
ladies
area.
one. I could have my own man one. The kids
Why
could
not?
have. Why not?
The kids get each their own, so it's just a giant bedroom.
And I thought
and
like
have them in a circle where you have this mess hall in
Yep.
the middle. And if you really want to get, I've definitely fucking.
If you really want, hold on.
Because I like that idea, but I like doing it as like berms. So like everybody's just kind of like little hobbit holes, you know.
Oh, I love that.
And built around this common area, yurt. It can be. You can have a. They make it be your where everybody comes together. We all do shared dinners.
Sounds
You don't
good,
have
Bilbo.
to- Yeah, it'd be awesome. But also, you got to have like underground tunnels that
Damn
lead from each
right.
of the locations.
Lead
there,
to
just
Central
in case
Park.
shit. Just in case shit. You still got to be able to get to the fucking kitchen. You know.
I would love to do that, and I think if you made one for your son, if you guys built one, say if you had some land,
Be a great little graduation present.
yes, you say, hey, guess what? You're 18. You have a place to live on my land.
Yep.
Like you have a rent-free place where you're out of my fucking shit and you're doing your own little garden back here, hunting, doing whatever you want.
Yep.
I've worked hard enough to procure us some land, okay, because I'm a landowner, Baron.
Totally.
And so you say, hey, here, now go see the world, go to college, do whatever the fuck you got to do.
Yep.
You got a place to land if you
Yep.
need to.
You have a piece of dirt to make up
Exactly.
what you will. Yep.
And then the rest
Boy,
is
and
you.
how empowering,
Oh.
you know, to say, you know, to learn, because that, you know, when you're a young kid, you still have all these ideas of what you think you want to do, and maybe you do, maybe you stick to that. Some people do. They stick to that plan and they execute that plan, and it's great. A lot of people go to do it and they're like, oh, this isn't what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to simplify things a little bit. Just to know that you kind of had that in your back pocket, so that whatever it was that you chose to do that maybe didn't even align with that, it was because you were choosing to do it. Because you have another option available to you. You want to live off the land?
Yeah, go
Here's
for
a
it.
piece of land to
Yep,
do it.
do it. I'm helping you.
It's
This is my
going
way
to be
help you.
harder than somebody guaranteeing a paycheck, you know, but it's going to be harder than punching a clock. But you're going to get to live your best case, your freest case life.
It's the least I can do. You came out of my
You came out of my
beanbag.
bullshit,
You
kid.
came out of my beanbag. It's the least I can do for you over here. Have a piece of land over here.
Listen, let's go to break.
Hey, can I say one thing?
Yeah, you
Tom
can do
Green,
anything
if
you
you're listening, you're a hero of mine. I forgot how much Tom Green was a hero of mine because he kind of disappeared.
He was
went
just
over to shit.
everywhere for the longest time.
And I know
then
he got a
was
little
nowhere.
crazy, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe a
My
little
child
manic.
self,
Maybe a little manic.
My child self kind of remembers that because he's super chill on the Rogan podcast. But man, as someone who
Daddy,
said,
would you like some sausage?
Daddy, would you? That's my favorite shit. And I went in, I came up to Jen last night, and I was like, the backwoods man, the backwoods man, backwoods man, the backwoods man, backwoods. I had all my clothes on backwards.
Did you?
No.
Oh.
So, but the point is, he was a pioneer, and he kind of gets forgotten.
Who was
And
his? Who was his
He's
sidekick?
one of my fucking.
Who was his? Who was his late
heroes.
night sidekick?
Andy Richter?
No, that's Conan. Do you know what I'm talking about, though? He's kind of a similar dude. Light colored hair, you know?
God dang, I don't know. I cannot.
I thought that dude was funny because
I loved the Tom Green show.
Glenn. This guy.
Fucking Glenn.
Do you remember Glenn?
I loved Glenn.
Glenn's
dude.
great, bud.
Damn.
Hang on.
Glenn Humperdick?
Glenn Humplick.
Humplick.
What's that fucking guy doing these days? This guy.
Yeah, I remember that picture like it was yesterday, dude. Didn't they kind of give him shit?
He always was taking shit, and he was always putting him.
Kind of taking shit.
He was always eating shit. That's what a good fucking sidekick to a show does. Let me get this desktop on here. This little fucking guy, man.
I loved him.
Hang on.
Get Bundren off the screen. He's just going to sell your dream home at 2 a.m. in the morning.
That's all he's going to do.
That's all he's trying to do, guys. Yeah, remember that guy?
Dude, I remember Tom Green putting him in the fucking hardest positions.
What was up with that?
You know, like
that was the fun part.
That was the best part of it. I don't know. Old Glenn. I dig him. That's all I'm saying.
What's he up to these days, man?
I don't know.
Okay.
Stuff.
Here you go. Videos of Tom Green driving the audience members home.
Anyway, you're right.
That's my favorite.
There for a while, Tom Green was, and I wasn't like. I remember when I first saw him, I'm like,
he was weird.
I don't know if I like this.
Oh, I fucking.
But I think I do. But I could also be annoyed by this.
Sure.
Like I could see why our parents would be like, "This is the worst garbage I've ever seen in my life." I could see that.
He puts them on a bus and drives them all home.
Glenn Bernard Humplick.
God, that was great.
He's from Quebec.
He's going into people's houses. He was the first guy that I remember doing that. Really pushing it. Really fucking pushing it. And doing his own thing.
This is how my fucking weird brain works.
He did his own thing.
You know, what do you think Tom Green's worth? And
$5 mil?
$5 million. But this is how my brain works. I remember last week we were talking about Kelly Bundy, which then led us to talk about Bud Bundy. I would never guess that Bud Bundy's net worth would be higher than Tom Green's. I feel like Tom Green had way more star power. But I suppose it's from syndication.
Totally did.
Or something. I don't know.
What was
David Faustino is worth about 6.
Okay.
So I mean it's not much more.
Who knows?
But that's how my stupid brain works. I'm like, why would I remember David Faustino's net worth?
That's not stupid.
I don't need to know his net worth. It's not important to me, bud.
It's not stupid. It's not stupid.
It's not important to me, bud. Anyway, all right.
It's the morning time. Hello, everyone.
Listen,
welcome to the morning time.
I told them as you were getting on the phone before the last break that I want to tell a little story when we get back. You talked about friends throwing controllers when playing video games. I want to tell a story about this friend who is a comic book fanatic, who, and I mean really a unbelievable collector of expensive comics. We also need to talk about in the next hour the UN taking a new stance on weed.
Yes, we do.
But I want to tell you about this story of this superhero fanatic back in the 90s who sat down after much resistance to watch Batman and Robin with George Clooney, the famous Joel Schumacher take on the Batman universe. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays, the
Ice, what is the fucking name? Iceman,
Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah, we got that fucking ride at the fucking,
and then you had Uma Thurman plays Poison
Ivy.
So we're gonna talk about
I named my
Batman
son
and
after.
Robin, and we're gonna do that after we cover the UN stuff because I think you'll appreciate this story, having had friends that would throw controllers when they get angry.
Oh God, yeah. I had one guy. One guy was the maddest guy of all time.
Guys, these are our sponsors. We love them. We hope that you give them a shot at your business, and I promise you they'll earn it for the rest of your natural-born lives.
No podcast shows doing that. We're doing something different. Name somebody else who's doing the exact same thing we're doing. I'll wait.
I love that idea, Coach.
What does he say?
Let's raise money for Craig and Steve to get a bus for traveling shows. Hoosiers state to state.
Yeah, buy a shit.
You
We're
make
poor
that
as hell.
happen,
Yeah, buy
and
us
we
some
will
shit.
be on the road 24/7.
Giving you what? We're just gonna leave our families behind.
Oh, we're bringing our families. It's gotta be a big
yeah,
van. It's gotta be a big van.
Yeah, it's gotta be huge.
Big old van.
So I gotta get away from my family and his family every once in a while.
Yeah,
It's
fuck.
gotta be alone.
I'm punching kids. I'm punching all of our kids.
I love them.
I love them. I love all those fuckers.
I love them.
I'm gonna punch them all.
My house isn't even big enough as it is.
I'm gonna punch them all, guys. on the other side of the break, we're gonna talk about the UN and weed and the classic, the cinematic masterpiece that was Batman and Robin.
Oh, we're gonna do reviews of that?
If you want to. That shit's gotta stop.
I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Want a poster looking like me. Checking the swamp man for a pretty girl. Being an outlaw in an outlaw world. Hey, I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Want a poster looking like me. Walking my hound dog, surfing that swamp. Catching crow that do the sweetly stomp. Everybody do the sweetly stomp. It's a stomp. It's a wiggle, turn around, a little tickle. It's a stomp, move your feet, head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf.
Dude, man, get on down to Sweet Leaf Emporium and do that Sweet Leaf stomp, man.
Do you take our insurance and are you cannabis friendly?
Yeah.
And they all said no. And then at that last phone call, that 8th phone call, I was like, do you know anybody that is? I'm desperate. I've called 7 other people. You're my 8th phone call.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm crying my eyes out. And this lady just felt bad for me and said, hold on, let me call you back in a few minutes. And they called me back and they said that they would take him, but under a certain amount of conditions. And the main condition was that if they felt that cannabis was not working for him, then they would take him from us and put him in and Child Protective Services, and then they would take the other 2 kids too.
Oh,
because they were both underage.
Then
and we would be charged with child endangerment.
So they'd go to federal prison.
Yeah, we would go to federal prison. So we said, bring it on.
Hey guys, it's me, Kippy the Crazy Koala Bear, and I'm here to tell you about James Carlton Insurance.
Kids, quiet down.
It's the best.
Kids, quiet down and listen to Kippy.
Grown-ups need insurance, and Uncle James can help.
Right on.
Grown-ups need insurance. He's got the best reviews on Yelp. Grown-ups need insurance if they want to protect their house.
Yes, sir.
Grown-ups need insurance if they want to properly bury a spouse.
That's a bit morbid.
Grown-ups need insurance if they drive a truck.
Okay.
Grown-ups need insurance just so they don't get...
Whoa, Kippy, you can't...
Well, I was just
no,
going to
you
say
cannot.
get in trouble.
Okay, well, it
you
sounded
don't
like you
want
were
to
going
get in trouble.
like you were going to say something else. James Carlton, State Farm Insurance. You can find them online at carltoninsurance.net, or you can call them at 314-961-4800.
Native hemp inside of me. 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 I got 1,800 milligrams going real good down my throat. When I wake up in the morning and I need a pick me up. Pick me up. Well, I grab my bottle of native hemp and I splash it on my tongue. Lap, lap, lap. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me.
Native hemp extract, available at HoosierSophisticate.com. Enter code HOSO, H-O-S-O, at checkout for an additional 30% off.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Welcome back, Hoosier Sophisticate Show. Steve's taking care of a lovely patron here at the Sweet Leaf Emporium in Festus, where the Mycelial Media Studios are. Sweet Leaf makes all of this possible. I love working with Jason Long because he's just trying to help people. He's just trying to prop up a community, and I dig it about him. Guys, we said we got a couple things we're going to talk about here. In the meantime, I'm feeling so much better now that I took my native hemp extract this morning. My brain sometimes is a little foggy in the morning. I got a little late start today. You give that CBD, CBG mix right here, this little guy right here, you give that, that's 1,500 milligrams right there. It's 1,500, bud. All right? You give that little guy a shot, it's going to make your day better. It's going to make your brain work better. I'm certainly feeling better for it. And I just really appreciate Dennison putting as much intention into making quality medicine as he does. They'll straight up, if it doesn't match the quality that they would expect in the medicine that they take, they're done with it. They're dumping it. So I appreciate that how much it means to him that he's providing medicine, truly medicine, in the best way that he possibly can to people who where it's greatly improving the quality of life for them, their pets, their loved ones. I just dig it, man. It's awesome. Adam Bundren, he likes to sell you your dream home. He likes to help you buy it. He likes to help you sell your old home. Maybe you're looking for some investment properties. Maybe you've had some investment properties. Now you're looking to maybe liquidate them. Adam Bundren is going to have the conversation with you to kind of find out what it is exactly that you're looking for. That way you know where you stand, and then it's off to the races, baby. Bundren Property Group is going to find you where you want to settle down. Okay? That's what they do. Ms. Marketing, what he does is he finds a way to get through the gatekeepers on social media. He takes algorithms and he fucking karate chops them right in the face. And what happens then? Well, it gets your content, it gets your business in front of the people who are probably looking for your services or products. Okay, or they're looking for the nonprofit that you run that hits close to home for them. It's something that they care about, that they want to donate they want to tithe to, they want to give their time to. Adam McChesney from Ms. Marketing is making that happen by taking people from all different walks of life and finding ways to get them to connect over a common purpose, which is your business or organization. That's a beautiful thing. I know, I heard the customer. What'd he buy? Some pee? Okay. Do you sell them the baseball bat dugout? Guys, there's a fucking Harry Potter wand and a baseball bat that are these little dugouts. They're actually quite big. They are so cool. I'm into them. I'm probably going to go grab one. Steve comes back in here, I'm probably going to go grab one just to show you how badass it would be to just carry around a little fucking wand Like, how cool is that? And your
I would
wand just
carry a
happens to be
wand.
spiked with flour. I love the Harry Potter wand. Damn right, Herf. Herf
Dude,
McGurf.
what you need though, Harry Potter wand mixed with those things they did to do the
incense?
holy water though.
Yeah.
The holy water where they sprinkled it
sure.
at you.
Yeah, a little sprig.
Acid. You got a wand, boop, and the person's like, no,
Oh, that got in my eyeball.
I put a spell on me.
Yeah. Well, that would definitely work. Give him a little sacrament. There you go.
Right to your eyeball there, buddy.
Steve, I'm going to pull up a little article about
Would you please? Would you please,
I'm
man?
going to pull up a little article.
Sorry I left you. There's a guy out there.
That's
He's
okay.
just
Did he
chomping at the bit.
buy a dugout?
No,
or-
I didn't have any for him. So don't come here if you don't want a dugout.
Snake!
I'm trying to get inventory in here, bud.
Sell him a wand,
He
dude.
actually goes, hey man, I'm here to buy. I'll buy anything. I got a lot of money. I want to buy anything. I was like, cool. We got the show Hoosier Sophisticate going on in the back.
Get the fuck out of here.
And he goes, that fucking tool bag Craig Kohler's back there.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who fucking wears a hat. That fucking guy. And I was like, yep. He's
Yeah, that's the
right
one.
back there. And he's like, just tucks his money away, folds
Yeah.
it back in.
See, that's the difference between you and me. Because I could have someone say, with fucking tears of rage in their eyes,
Okay.
I hate you.
Yeah, I don't care
They could be
either.
looking at me right in the face. I hate you.
I don't care as well.
I hate everything about you. And what I'm going to do with that person is I'm still going to sell them something.
Oh, yeah, right, dude.
All right, let's talk about the UN.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, dude.
Just time, motherfuckers. Let's juice our jujubes.
Jesus Christ, Alan. Get it together, buddy.
Just time, motherfucker.
Jesus. What'd he say?
Just time, motherfucker.
I wanna hear it again.
All
I wanna
right.
hear it again.
I'm gonna slow. Let's see what we got here. I don't even know where you're at.
I see you over there.
Here we go. Hang on one second.
I see you over there.
Hang on one second, bud. Alan, could you say that again for Steve, but slow down this time?
Yeah. Just time, motherfuckers. Let's juice our jujubes.
Let's juice our jujubes. This guy's got
He's out of control. Also, Alan,
what's up, Alan?
I'm not, I know you can't help but talk about jizz, and I don't want to critique, how you talk or anything, but
No.
maybe don't pronounce the punctuation. Maybe don't say dot. That's just
what he said?
That's just a period.
That's stupid.
It's just a period. Bless you, sir. All right. The UN reclassifies cannabis as a less dangerous drug. A United Nations commission voted on Wednesday to remove cannabis for medicinal purposes from a category of the world's most dangerous drugs, a highly anticipated and long-delayed decision that could clear the way for an expansion of marijuana research and medical use.
Okay.
The vote by the Commission for Narcotic Drugs, which is rooted in nothing but fallacies and based in Vienna, and included 53 member states, considered a series of recommendations from the World Health Organization on reclassifying cannabis and its derivatives. But attention centered on a key recommendation to remove cannabis from Schedule 4 of the 1961 Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs, where it was listed alongside dangerous and highly addictive opioids like heroin. Experts say that the vote will have no immediate impact on loosening international controls because governments will still have jurisdiction over how to classify cannabis. But many countries look to global conventions for guidance, and United Nations recognition is a symbolic win for advocates of drug policy change who say that international law is out of date. And they're right. This is a huge historic victory for us. We couldn't hope for more, said Kenzie Ribule Zimuli,
Okay.
an independent researcher for drug policy who has closely monitored the vote and the position of member states. He said cannabis had been used throughout history for medicinal purposes, and that decision on Wednesday reinstated that status. The change will most likely bolster medical research and legalization efforts around the world. The vote was a big step forward, recognizing the positive impact of cannabis on patients, said Dirk Heideprem, a vice president at Canopy Growth, a Canadian cannabis company. We hope this will empower more countries to create frameworks which allow patients in need to get access to treatment. Marijuana for medical use exploded in recent years, and products containing cannabis derivatives like cannabidiol or CBD, a non-intoxicating compound, have flooded the wellness industry. Cowen, an investment and financial services company, estimates that the CBD industry in the United States alone will be worth $16 billion by 2025. Some research suggested that CBD can protect the nervous system, provide relief. The list of CBD-infused products, including cream, serum, soda water, and juice, is also expanding rapidly. The recommendations for changing the classification of marijuana were first made by the World Health Organization in 2019, but they were politically divisive, which led to unusual delays in the United Nations Commission's votes. The reclassification passed 27 to 25, with an abstention from Ukraine. The United States and European nations were among those who voted in favor, while the likes of China, Egypt, Nigeria, Pakistan, and Russia were opposed. That's the new Axis and allies, man. China's delegate said that despite the United Nations move, the country would strictly control cannabis to protect from harm and abuse. Britain's delegate said the reclassification was in line with scientific evidence of its therapeutic benefits, but that the country still strongly supported international controls for cannabis, adding marijuana presented serious public health risks. We're going to do it, but by God, it's just for a fucking headline because we don't really think any differently. What a bunch of dickholes. The differing messages underline the complexities behind the decision. It's been a diplomatic circus, said Ribele Zamouli, who added that some countries initially opposed to the change, like France, had switched their position. Michael Krawitz, executive director for Veterans for Medical Cannabis Access and Advocacy Group in the United States, said the change in international law would help reduce the suffering of millions of people and could help mitigate reliance on opiates, noting that the cannabis was an important medication that could provide unique pain relief.
How many people have to say it, bud?
A bunch.
How many people have to say it? It's overwhelming.
Also on Wednesday, the commission rejected a proposal. So get this. So they tried to deschedule cannabis, right?
Sure.
But then there was also a proposal that said to include THC in the 1961 convention. So like we're gonna tell them that cannabis is on schedule, but we're gonna throw THC on there. But they rejected that.
Throw THC on what?
Into the onto the scheduling. So it's like. Weed's legal, but the chemical inside it isn't.
Shut the fuck up.
They rejected it. The overhaul of cannabis policy, particularly in legalization for medical use, has moved at a rapid pace over the last few years. Industry insiders have expressed hope that the vote will open the field for more research into the therapeutic benefits of the drug. But more than anything, the impact on American and European markets was driving the issue. United States, where more states legalized the use of medical and recreational marijuana in the recent election, the market for both of those is expected to expand to more than $34 billion by 2025. Before the vote this week and other decrim efforts, share prices of cannabis companies jumped. But aside from the financial boon it could provide for American and European cannabis markets, downgrading the dangers of cannabis may have the biggest impact on countries that have more conservative policies, such as many Caribbean and Asian nations. Something like this does not mean that legalization is just going to happen around the world, but it could be a watershed moment. That was all from New York Times.
I hope so, bud, because let them grow. Let them all grow. Let all these guys grow, like Bo at Grow Active Solutions. Let them grow, and we'll be okay. The market has already been there. I hate when they say, well, it could mean a lot of jobs and all this tax money. No, it doesn't have to. Like, let's just fucking let it free. Take the fucking reins off it. Let's see what happens. Like, we went one direction. We're always consistently going, well, what about the kids? And it's going to be on every street corner. And, oh, my God, there's going to be weed everywhere. No, bud. There's probably going to be about the same amount. And let the market act how it always has. Let it cross state lines. Let people have craft cannabis. Let them grow at home. Let them go to dispensaries. Let them just take the reins. Let everyone open a dispensary. You want to open a little place that sells weed and yada, yada, yada? Go for it, man. That's how you support the people that are doing this. You don't fucking say, oh, well, we're going to create a new whole system of DHSS jobs. That's more government jobs. And then we're going to have a testing facility that does more jobs. And we're going to a metric system and all this stuff. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out, okay? You guys who have had nothing to do with cannabis for any period of time, now trying to run shit, now trying to come in and say, here's how we should handle cannabis. No, you got no fucking idea. People have been handling it forever. Let them take the lead on this one, bud. I know it seems weird for a politician to say, oh, this guy doing an illegal thing for 40 years has better knowledge and is better suited to make decisions based on what we're doing with our policy. That guy does? I don't fucking think so. No. He most certainly does, or she. They most certainly do have more knowledge than you on how this plant works, how it works in the community, where it goes, how much is shipped, how much you need here, how much to grow to get this much. They know that. So to put people in charge of it that are like, yeah, I've never smoked a joint in my life, but I think people should have 2 plants and then they can have up to 4 ounces and they can have up to this. What are you doing? Just making a whole fucking another system?
It's Rob Manfred running the MLB.
Oh, God.
Nobody fucking hates cannabis as much as fucking the people that oversee the fucking legal cannabis market. Same goes for nobody hates baseball like Rob Manfred hates baseball.
Hilarious.
But while I can throw that in there, so it's like to have these people in control and saying all of the things that they can do to make this as good as it possibly can. Like, no. It's already great.
It's already great.
I don't need you to fucking improve on the experience. All I need you to do is not throw me in a fucking hole with bars on it if I have it. That's all.
Ruin my family. Ruin my life forever. I can't get a job later. I can't get a job now in a trade because...
Thanks for looking out for me.
What the fuck
Thanks
are we doing?
Thanks for saving my life.
Appreciate you. I really appreciate it.
Must be nice to be that guy. Anyway, putting those people in charge is lunacy, my man. It's lunacy.
No doubt. And we see it all the time where there's people who have been in the industry for a long time, who have seen the we were kind of new to the industry. We were new to it. You know, we're like, we're gonna do a show that covers it when it gets legal. And then meeting the people we've met.
I'm gonna do a show as a guy who's just smoked weed every day.
Yeah, they're like, hey motherfucker. Hey motherfucker, 40 years I've been growing and hiding and talking and trying to figure shit out.
Sure,
I did
man.
some
The
time,
OGs,
I did this. And you realize, oh, fuck, it's like when I went to be a laborer. I'm like, I'm going to change the game in laboring. It's like, you don't think there's been laborers since the dawn of time, you moron? Like, all you can do is use your tools that you have at hand that can try to make the job easier. And we are not using the tools that we have on hand, which is all of these people who have a ton of cannabis knowledge 100%. That are not being silenced because I think their voices are being heard, but we're seeing a game be built around a system that has always gone against the grain, has always been on the outskirts of the law, and now they say, oh no, welcome, you're on our side now, but hey, we got it from here. Now you're legal. Good job, bud. We got it from here. Okay, here's the rules and regulations. And it's like, whoa.
Don't turn your fucking back on me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But that's right. That's the deal.
Sorry.
Right? No. You came to me asking me for how to make this fucking thing run right. And then the second that you got the ideas, you're just going to fucking dismiss me? Yeah. Like I'm some fucking cheap fucking hooer?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm into it. But... you know, I want a place at the fucking table.
I think with what we're doing...
Can we talk about how good this fucking native hemp CBD flower is hitting?
It's great.
It's hitting.
Motherfucker, spit. We want to live in a world where we see chemicals for what they are. Where we just look at it with logic and say, here are the chemicals at hand. Here's what these chemicals typically do. Do with them what you will as long as you're not hurting each other, stealing each other's shit, yada, yada, yada. You know, hey, here we go. That's a pretty simple deal. And it's weird to me that we've made cannabis into someone, I think it was Jason maybe, was talking about cannabis as a medical industry. It's like, no, now there's now there's the black market industry. Now there's the home grow industry. Now the legal home grow. Now there's the legal cultivation industry. Medicinal. Now there's the legal cultivation industry. Recreational. Let's turn one plant into 4 different things and just keep doing this all the time and creating these rules and regulations in place when it's like, bud, how do you think? That's why I think it's so farcical, some of the rules that have come with the Amendment 2, that you think weed wasn't here before we passed it, before we legalized it? We had to have like an immaculate conception period to say, oh, well, we'll turn our eyes. And I get why, but can't we all go, look at this rule. If our leaders go, look at this stupid rule we had to come up with. We had to say, we're not looking where you get seeds or clones right now. And how people who give away seeds have to explicitly say, do not germinate these seeds. These are souvenirs.
Souvenir seeds.
These are souvenirs. You'll ruin them by germinating them. Why are we yanking our own dicks from between our legs?
Well, I can tell you why I am, but I don't think it has anything to
Nothing to do with this.
No, it has nothing to do with it. But outside of that, it's
just like a blind reach under. And it hurts.
It's a big fucking club.
We've been doing it like this for 100 years.
So in order to fucking pretend that we're in the club, we gotta fucking make up games.
We have to make up games.
And I like making up games.
I'm all about it.
I like making games. I also like reaching behind and pulling my dick up to the small of my back.
Yeah, that's, obvious. Natural. You're doing it right now.
Yes.
You're right. When you make up certain rules and regulations, it's like, I'm going to go open the door, but first I have to unlock that door, walk in there, spin around 3 times. Then I got to actually go outside, circle the building, come back in. It's like, hey, dude, people have just been walking that way to the door every day. Well, we can't do it like that because walking to the door is too dangerous for you. I have to put all these limits in place to make sure that you don't hurt yourself, bud. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Thank you. Thank you for looking.
I care about you. I care about you.
Hopefully,
guys.
A little bit of movement starts a fucking. Hey, what happens? What happens? Like the fucking last day.
What happens?
Last day of office. Trump's like, you know what? Executive order.
He can't legalize it.
He can write an executive order for anything, and then the next fucking executive. This is the new trend that we're in. Is like, presidents take these fucking sweeping actions. No, he can't. It's got to be done. Which I think the MORE Act's going to be in front of the House this week.
Yeah, there's like
again. The chances of that passing through the Senate is very fucking unlikely. Mm-hmm. But it would just be awesome for him to just last day be like, you know what? I'm pardoning Julian Assange. I'm pardoning Edward Snowden. I'm by executive order. I'm rescinding Nixon's fucking war on drugs. Yeah. And just fucking like just a bunch of like, oh, you didn't think you didn't know?
You didn't know?
You didn't fucking know, bud? Y'all act like you forgot who the fuck I am? Like I give a fuck what any
legalize
of you
it.
think. I'm fucking out. Yep, fucking let's
legalize
go.
Let's
fucking party. Let's fucking party. I'm always holding out for the best case scenario. That's all.
Are you? Before we get to our movie review, which we do almost every day now,
I've got a story leading into it as well.
Okay, real quick, another cannabis thing. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Do different cannabis strains affect you in different ways? A DNA expert reveals the science. Blue Dream, Sour Diesel, Maui Wowie, Chemdog. Visit any dispensary and you'll instantly be greeted by a vast spread of different cannabis strains, all promising varying effects, flavors, and ratios of THC to CBD. Whether you're being introduced to a new strain or returning to a tried and true favorite, you might seek out a certain type to boost your creativity. Or maybe you want something to help you wind down and veg out in front of the TV. There are even strains out there that are allegedly improve performance in the bedroom. Okay, greenstate.com. But is the science behind this solid? Dr. Alicia Holloway isn't so sure. In fact, her research on cannabis strains suggests that some of the varieties being sought out by consumers, sour diesel for instance, may be something completely different than the name on their label. How many times have I been saying this shit over and over? They're lying to you. I did it. Okay, I lied to you. I don't know what seeds I'm growing. I'm going off what those guys say. I just got to trust everybody. I don't know what seeds are.
I agree.
Green State had the opportunity to talk with, bless you, to talk with scientific expert on comparative genomics at the San Francisco Exploratorium. Fuck yeah. After dark event on cannabis. Her lecture primarily focused on unlocking the genetic mysteries of cannabis as she shared an interactive 3D visualization of the world's largest genetic database of cannabis varieties. Was that
the thing that Dennison shared with us?
Yeah, the Phylos Galaxy.
It's neat.
That's cool.
Did you like click around in that at all? Like,
oh yeah, but I couldn't really figure out.
Well, I mean, just like it when you're clicking.
If I was
like
in VR,
in VR, it would be the most amazing thing ever. But
that's how science.
All of those
data points?
dots, all of those data points have test results of terpenes, cannabinoids,
built where they all come from.
And based on their similarities,
yes,
they kind of group together to form this fucking hologram.
What connections they have with each other,
dude? The longer that it goes on,
and then there was one.
Isn't it just like mapping the fucking brain and mapping the universe, where it's like the same thing?
Trillion%.
When as we get more and more data, the shape that this thing is going to give is going to look like something on the cellular level of that plant. That's what's the coolest shit about this. Like that's when I can check into the fucking kaleidoscope, when I can check into the Mandelbrot sequence, and I'm like, fuck. Oh yeah, I'm just a fucking cell floating around in this other thing that exists. Let's if the universe is mostly 99.9% empty space, just like an atom, then our universe is probably an atom that makes up another piece of matter.
I know.
That shit, I get lost in that
I love
shit,
it.
and I fucking dig it, buddy.
A lot of the work is very small sample sizes. They have a long way to go before they can understand it. Terpenes are the compounds that give cannabis plants their smell, flavor, and more generally promised effects. Cannabinoids are a type of terpene that specifically occur in cannabis. As it stands, according to Holloway, cannabis isn't really working in the way it's intended for medical patients, consumers, or growers. But due to her ongoing research with the Phylos Galaxy, it's likely that we'll be able to get there in a couple years. We can start to apply all of the modern agricultural methods we have to select the natural variation in a plant, and furthermore, those precise levels of cannabinoids and terpenes. But how do we get there? For starters, researchers need to have solid data on the chemical properties of the plant. That's what I want. Just give me the chemical properties of it. I don't need a name. They also need to know the plant's phenotype and the genotype, or its physical properties and genetic information, respectively. Basically, phenotypes are the observable physical characteristics of a plant. So phenotypes are the observable characteristics of the plant. Okay. How much it yields, how tall it is, how long it takes to flower. There's also differences in shape and size. Cannabis comes in extremely tall, reedy varieties or smaller full bush varieties. Bushy. What Holloway and other researchers want to figure out is whether that wide variation in phenotype is reflected in the cannabis plant's underlying genetics, or if it's the way the plants are being grown. That's what I'm talking about.
Rascal OG. It shows all the offshoots.
Oh, fuck yeah, buddy.
Shows all the offshoots, what comes from that.
Fuck yes, buddy.
And you can click on each one of these different varietals, and it'll give you the Hitman OG. It's going to bring us in on it.
Just as people develop a certain eye or hair color based on genetics, the physical characteristics of different strains of cannabis are based on its genotype and environment. I want to know whether the genetic component is really driving this difference, and if we can use that knowledge to breed strains of cannabis that do very specific things. That's what I'm fucking talking about. That's where the Phylos Galaxy comes in. The publicly accessible map you can actually go look at right now, which we are, shows thousands of samples of strains in relations to one another. People from all over the world send in samples of their strains for DNA testing. Sour diesel, for example, Holloway describes the strain as easily to identify because of its fuel-like smell, yellow leaves, and thin leaflets. That's your stuff. But really, when you go out to a dispensary and see that they have sour diesel, it's not clear that you're actually getting what you think you're getting. She says that she has data to back up her claim. When the team of researchers looked at all of the samples that had been submitted to them under the name sour diesel, they discovered that only about 50% of the samples fell into a genetically identical clone group. The rest were all over the map, so to speak. In many cases, some weren't even related to sour diesel, and people were buying sour diesel in a dispensary. Part of the reason we developed the Phyllis Galaxy, because it's fucking badass.
Dude, this is amazing.
Was to really help clarify what is in dispensaries and what people have and what they're really starting to shed light on the variation that's out there. The Galaxy is also helping scientists learn what the closest relatives are to a certain strain, how unique it is, and how many variants there are. It's really the first time anyone has ever had the ability to go in and understand what they're growing. Freaking believable. I love this shit.
Dude, it's so cool.
The next step in Holloway's research is to compare each strain's genome or its set of chromosomes with a plant genome.
What's up, Annie U streaming?
Hey, that scientists are already familiar with, such as tomatoes, corn, or wheat. By rigorously collecting data, growers and scientists can not only breed plants faster.
I found the cheese, bud.
But also, there's one like little offshoot, I feel like, when I was looking at that earlier, like one group that was totally by itself in a different little world. They're intended for medical patients or recreational users. And, this is a really exciting time to be in cannabis because all of these modern agricultural tools were developed around a decade ago. So now we can use tool set and apply it to cannabis, and which has a lot of diversity. Then we can use genetics to actually make the strains we want. I am hard as a rock right now, bud.
Dude, this is really neat. You're essentially getting to travel through a universe mapped out like the universe of different varietals, different genotypes of these different cannabis strains grown by different companies.
Unbelievable.
And different cultivators. And then it crosses that information. And when you, dude, like this one's grown by, here we go, Wonderland Nursery. When you click on the genotype report, it gives you all of the information you could ever want. It gives you the closest relatives to it.
Can you find...
Look at this, though. Like, it shows, like... it shows, like, what is in its heritage. Like, what's in it. Like, yeah, how much of it is made up of these different spectrums of cannabis. Skunk, hemp, berry, landrace, CBD, OG, Kush. And, I mean, as you keep scrolling down, it's incredible how much. This shows, like, how much genetic variation exists within the plant. So it's actually pretty high. There's a lot of variation in cheese.
Can you find, is there a way to search, like, St. Louis dispensaries or Missouri dispensaries on there?
Probably. I don't know. I doubt yet. Because this is all through their testing labs, right?
Search through the Phyllis Galaxy. Would you just put St. Louis or something?
Yeah, I doubt that it'll. I would think that this is more for...
Well, I'm sure people send it in and say, I got it from this dispensary, and you don't think they're fucking putting that data in their bank? Maybe you can't see it, but I know they fucking know.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Try Missouri. Missouri Kush.
Missouri Kush,
Missouri
bud.
Kush, bud.
Nothing.
Okay, what is one of the brands that one of the dispensaries has? Right
like
now?
what's like one of their
yeah, let's look at
one of their varietals. Bubba Kush usually, or Bubba OG maybe.
Hold on, I'll look right now.
Anybody that's running an
Castville
just follow.
dispensary.
Let's get y'all affiliated. Right on. Appreciate you, Annie. You streaming. Bruce Elevate. Very cool. Where is Real Skunk on there? See if we can. Let me go back to the Galaxy here. Let it pull up. This is a neat little tool.
What hybrid? White 99.
White 99. All right. As soon as this pulls up here, let's search the Philo Galaxy for white. Oh, sorry. White 99.
There you go. Well, where does it say? Oh, I thought it said KC Grow Healthy.
Which one you want to go with?
Go top one.
Okay. All right, so that pulls us in here. It shows kind of what it's related to. Now we'll go to the genotype report on that.
Oh, this is
White
cool.
99. Relatives are 99 problems. GTJBHF. Pineapple OG. Sufwahua. So that's the relatives of it. Has heritage similar in varieties to skunk with a smaller component of genetic variation similar to Verizon hemp, berry, CBD, and OG Kush. The standalone bar depicts the observed heritage of White 99. So a lot of skunk and a lot of OG Kush. Just a little bit of CBD, a very small bit of berry, and a little bit of hemp.
Interesting.
Which I'm interested what they classify as just, I guess, just any low THC hemp strain, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what, but it looks like of all of them, like it's a really high, like there's a ton of variation in the strain itself.
That's awesome.
So, dude, anyway, that's a really neat tool. That is
awesome.
That is a super neat tool, man. I like that this shows similar strains from the medicinal side that could help patients who want to grow their own for different effects. Yeah, I think so. Just there's two. What was that? Oh, yeah. There's two different white 99s.
Yeah. I'm super interested in them getting scalpel-like precision because I'm a hater. Now that I'm growing, I'm like, cool, there's different kinds and stuff. But honestly, like doing a weed review, I think most of it is how you're feeling before you partake.
Yeah. Objectivity is very difficult when it comes to any kind of subjective experience.
And I'm just high. I get high. I'm like, sometimes I'm up.
You and I
sometimes
will
I'm
go
down,
absolutely
sometimes...
different ways on the exact same
1,000,000%.
dose every time.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It has. We are way more variable than whatever the.
We're like the
medicine
yeet and
itself
yoink.
is. Yeet and yoink, dude.
We're the yeet and yoink of weed. But that's why I don't buy any of that crap.
All right, here's the deal.
It's not crap. It's fine. It's not crap.
I love Steve. I love getting in the weeds with you, bud.
Okay, I like what you did there.
I like getting in the weeds there. I want to tell you, we're going to go a little bit over just because.
Oh, Jesus Lord.
I want to tell you this story, and I think it's going to make us want to do something pretty fun. Real quick, you talked about a friend throwing the controller.
Yeah.
And I used to hang out at a gaming store where, the average patron hung out. Hopefully something we can do here with Sweet Leaf where like-minded people can come and hang for the day, play games, converse, solve the world's problems, have everything that they need here to buy at at their disposal, hang out, and really think about like a pub in Philadelphia in 1770 when guys are really starting to hash this shit out. Like,
oh, I know what that's like.
That's what I'm trying to figure out here. I do too, bud.
Tip to tip.
So that's what this game store was, and so there's a lot of people that not only are fans of sci-fi and fantasy, but are people that live so fully in these fictional worlds that they are familiar with canon. They are very.
I like those people.
No, please believe me when I say that the most intelligent conversations, some of the most intelligent conversations that I've ever heard took place over hypothetical situations that happen in fictional worlds. And all of these people were like really, really good at articulating why things had to work that way in the universe.
It's like Mallrats when he's like, no way, Superman's jizz would blow right out of her.
Everything that Kevin Smith does is like what would take place in this store kind of on a daily basis. It was comic book men. Like that's what it is. Like these are all Kevin Smith types. Okay. And there's this guy who is an immense Batman fan. And Batman Forever was one of my favorite movies because it had Jim Carrey in it, dude, and the soundtrack was killer and Drew Barrymore was hot. And also because I was just really turned on by the ecstasy fever dream that was Gotham City in
loved
Batman
it.
Forever. I did. I love it, man. And I still love at Six Flags that's the Batman motif they went with. Because as much as I appreciate Christopher Nolan, and as much as I appreciate the Dark Knight trilogy, I don't need my comic books to also be Oscar winners. I appreciate them. I love them for what they are. But also, when I watch a comic book superhero movie, I want it to be cheesed up. It's a fucking comic book, right? Well, I got a buddy, and Batman Forever almost broke him to the point that he was absolutely not going to see Joel Schumacher's 1997 hit, Batman and Robin, starring George Clooney as Batman, Chris O'Donnell as Robin, and then, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and Uma Thurman as
I'm
Poison
going
Ivy.
to freeze you
Buddy,
now.
I'm saying this as like
I'll be back from freezing.
with the
you.
exception of Game of Thrones, very rarely do I have like an expectation of outcomes. Like I'm just
get to the chopper.
Just please entertain me for the amount of time that I'm sitting there. And Batman and Robin really took some fucking liberties, bud. And
oh shit!
So this guy finally acquiesces and decides that he is going to have some friends over, and we're all going to watch Batman and Robin together, have some drinks. This dude has like a most impressive comic book collection, the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of comic books. You know. A true collector, and he's even got he's awash with them. So he's got like some great reading material on his coffee table, some great comic books, and everybody's gonna get together. They're gonna watch Batman and Robin, have a couple of cocktails, and this guy's sitting there, and he starts watching it, and it doesn't take too long for Batman and Robin. I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it.
Tongue cramp.
I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it. Batman and Robin
You're a good tongue, Charlie Horse.
really they waste no time to get to that bullshit, okay? But I'm still with it because I'm a kid. It's 1997. I'm trying to watch a comic book movie. You know what I mean? So right out the gate, it bears noting that like in the opening credits, they're just going to let everybody know that Batman's suit now has nipples. All the suits got mad nipple game now. Okay, fine. This dude's just kind of boiling. He's watching this movie, and he is not giving any commentary. Everybody else is kind of chopping it up like, "Oh my god, this is ridiculous," you know, making jokes, and he is just not impressed. Yeah. He's watching it, and every little thing is just taking it one step further. They're playing fucking hockey with these diamonds around the room. They're all clearly on rollerblades. It's a whole fucking thing. And he is fucking...
I need to rewatch it.
He's boiling. It's great. I'll watch it with my kids. Like, who gives a fuck? It's a great way to spend an hour and a half. This guy gives a fuck. Okay? And he's watching it, and they're just fucking picking at him, man, like every little thing. And it gets to the scene where there's an auction. Poison Ivy has used her powder to put her fucking spell on Batman and Robin as this bidding is going on, and Batman and Robin are now in a bidding war over Poison Ivy, and the bidding is getting outrageous, and Batman finally just lays his dick on the table.
Okay, bud?
All right, and he says a number that Robin will never be able to match, which Robin couldn't match anyway. He's a fucking orphan.
$500.
Robin's an orphan. He's got nothing.
Here, I got
everything
40
he has,
bucks.
Batman has. Batman's, oh, you gonna fucking pay for it,
You're
bud?
fired.
You big wheel, you buying dinner now, bud? That's what Batman's thinking.
Yeah, like, you're gonna bid?
So Batman says fucking something, I don't know, $10 billion, doesn't matter. And Robin's like, what? And the crowd's going bananas, and Batman pulls out his card, and he says, "Bat card. Never leave home without it." And this dude, that was the last straw, my man. This guy silently stands up, gets two hands on the coffee table, and fucking launches this coffee table across his living room and says, "Fuck this, I'm out." Fucking walks out of his own house.
Oh my god.
Walks out of his own house, bud. Does not come back. Nobody sees him for like
days.
For 2 days, nobody saw him. It took him that long to like. That was his love for Batman, and how he felt like it was fucking just a slap in his goddamn face.
Can we play it on here?
Probably not.
The audio?
No.
Shut up.
That's gonna shut us down.
No, we'll talk over it. We'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't think we will. I don't think we will.
I think we'll be fine.
They're up to half a milli. They're up to a half a milli. So you know kind of where they're.
$1 million. Oh shit, he's about to borrow it.
All right. Okay. So we're up in the millions of dollars a utility belt.
Never leave the cave without it.
Old boy stood up and threw the fucking coffee table across the room. Drinks went everywhere. Comics are ruined. He was hot, bud. He was so hot. So
that's the worst scene ever.
I'm telling you, I watched it break a man. 11% on the tomato meter, and a 16% from the audience. Very rarely is a movie panned that hard. Now, I'm going to come to the defense of the movie.
Okay.
I like that Gotham.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan Gotham's great, but I've seen real cities.
Okay.
I want cities that are lit with black lights, where the people are wearing fucking Hunger Games makeup and there's fucking gangs that run around in black light paint. That's the fucking Gotham City I want to see. I want the fucking Joker. He's a fucking prankster. He's a jokester.
Director Schumacher apologized for this movie. Imagine if they actually made a movie out of the old Batman TV show. They did, but that's another story altogether. This is from a reviewer. But they pretended it was serious. Corny one-liners, ridiculous gadgets, scenery chewing. Dear God, make this movie end. Surfboarding in the air. Yes, I said it. Uma Thurman rocks her bodysuit. No comment on Silverstone. I know she was an adult, but no, I'm not making a comment. Bane wasn't
Okay, bud. Don't make the comment then. Making 3 comments about not making the comment is a bit much.
It's worse. Bane was an atrocity to the comics. Arnold as Freeze, well, he was sympathetic, actually. Clooney was a natural for Bruce Wayne, but phoned in his role. Robin, yawn. Never liked Chris O'Donnell anyway.
This is all a long play just to take a cheap shot at Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, it is. Get loaded and read the cast list. Get loaded and read the cast list. It's worth it. I got the movie on riff tracks. That is the only reason this offense to God and man still exists.
Look, it's a comic book movie, guys.
It's from Gil Hamilton, if you want to take him to task.
Listen, Gil, I don't know how to tell you, bud, that I've never just flipped through the storyboarded panes of a comic book and been like, this is really just lacking the substance of a well-made film really covering the plight of the average Gotham citizen. I've never thought like that when I'm reading a fucking cartoon on paper.
Nope.
Okay? This is making a cartoon come to real life. And I got a couple here that I think you're going to appreciate. Jason Bailey from Flavor Wire, top critic, says, Schumacher is like a bad stepdad who thinks we'll love him if he just feeds us candy all day.
What's wrong with him?
Yes, Burton is the daddy in this metaphor. The manic, depressive, annoyingly emo daddy. You're taking a shot at fucking Tim Burton too, bud?
Jesus Christ,
You're an
bud.
idiot, pal.
That guy has made people commit suicide before.
The movie has its entertaining flashes. This is from Michael Wilmington of the Chicago Tribune. But there's too much bat jive and bat hokum.
Pardon?
The movie has its entertaining flashes, but there's too much bat jive and bat hokum.
I don't quite understand that. Silverstein, Alicia Silverstein was the hottest.
Riding that bike. Do you remember when Robin jumps his motorcycle and he says, "Nah, we'll have to. I'll have to."
This guy comes. This comes from Michael Tehan. He says, "Absolutely embarrassing." Absolutely embarrassing, painful to watch. Yet I feel seduced by the bat nipples.
Well, the bat nipples were they're there.
Their theme.
They're there. It's honest. Brian Gill from Mad About Movies podcast says it's honestly a miracle anyone was ever willing to see a Batman movie again after this film.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I don't know, man. I just, dude, that is another. This gal says the one-liners are groan-inducing. There are a lot of one-liners in this one.
Yeah.
It started with Batman Forever, but you can get away with that when you got Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't exactly Daniel Day-Lewis.
I mean, some would argue that he's not. No one would argue that he is.
Batman credit card, bat suit nipples, 12,000 Mr. Freeze one-liners about the cold, an absolutely god-awful script, and a mindless, brutish Bane all blend together to create this supreme abortion of cinema.
Jesus.
Terrible movie that was overcrowded by a forced story, too many villains, too many heroes, and absolutely terrible performances by Chris O'Donnell and Alicia Silverstone.
Buddy.
Only redeeming factor of this film was that it scrapped the entire franchise and made way for Christopher Nolan. You know, that's where we disagree, pal. I love The Dark Knight. It's great.
I love The Dark Knight.
It's great. It's as good as a movie fucking gets. Fucking unbelievable acting. It's also okay to just fucking eat junk food. You know, it's okay to fucking enjoy a cartoon.
Yeah, go for it. You don't ever have to be wild by
everything.
everything.
You don't have to a supreme abortion of cinema? Come on, pal.
Jesus. I've rated several hundred movies on IMDb, and overall I go easy on them. Most of the so-so ones get a 5 or 6. A movie has to be pretty bad to get a 4 or 3 from me. And movies with 2 are simply awful, awful movies. But I have saved the rating of 1 exclusively for Batman and Robin. For I'm pretty sure no movie could possibly suck more. Normally when I walk into a theater with low expectations for some movie, this gives the movie an advantage since I basically lowered the bar for it. I held low expectations for Jurassic Park, but ended up being surprisingly entertained by one of the greatest movies of all time. Good job. Batman and Robin failed completely to meet even rock-bottom expectations. The script is a complete wreck. The script is a complete wreck. The jokes are an insult to your intelligence. The acting isn't especially bad, but then again, very little is required from any of the actors. The action sequences are confusing and incoherent. Any pros? Well, I've read some reviews that say the sets are beautifully constructed. Personally,
that's the deal.
Thought the sets were okay, but hardly anything special. Nothing that couldn't be done with lots of construction paper and Elmer's glue.
All right. I mean, I think that's a little strong.
I think it's way strong.
I think it's a little strong. That's all I'm saying. You want to take a shot at my nostalgia? Fine.
I need to rewatch that one.
You want to strip? Oh, dude, it's hilariously bad.
Okay.
But like, it's so bad, it's fucking awesome.
Okay.
It's so bad, it's fun.
I'm into that.
It's not Batman. I'm saying this unironically. The original Batman, incredible. Michael Keaton, fucking, he's my Batman.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's my Batman.
I love him.
Batman Returns. I think I appreciate it more now as an adult. As a kid, it's a dark Tim Burton-y Batman. You know, it's fine. It's
What's the
Batman,
one with the penguin?
It's Batman. That's Batman Returns.
I like that one.
It's Batman goes to Nightmare the fucking Jack Skellington, the fucking
Nightmare
Before Christmas. That's what it is. That's fine. Then you got Batman Forever, where it's like everything I love about that was the fucking time of my life. Was like, you know, that was 95, 96. Like, music's fucking rocking. shit's starting to glow. Like they really exaggerated all of these features of Gotham, and they had like the sets had like these giant
And people were
men
jumping
making-
out and shit. I remember like they were like obviously on trampolines and shit. I feel like I do remember
that
the
was
hockey
Batman
scene.
and Robin for sure.
Okay,
yeah, those his henchmen are
It's ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you this. I saw Teddy Ruxpin on ice when I was a kid, okay? I had a real traumatizing moment. I talked about this on the show before where, one of the fucking little weeble fucking aliens from Teddy Ruxpin, like, ate somebody. Fucked me up, dude. More believable than Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin ice skating scene, if we're being honest.
Teddy Ruxpin.
But there was a scene, Steve, that I don't know if you remember. Well, we should probably talk about the sponsors first. James Carlton State Farm. It's got beautiful eyes.
He's so
If
beautiful.
I were going to cast Batman, I would cast James Carlton.
Oh, for sure.
He's got the look.
For sure.
He's got the look of Batman.
He's got the look. He's got the look. He's got the look. What's in this world can make us look?
James Carlton looks like Batman is what I'm saying. He might be Batman. I'll tell you this. He's the best goddamn insurance man in the game. All right? You have things you want to protect. You have people you want to protect. And James Carlton does the protecting. Like he's the
James
Dark Knight.
Arlton.
James Arlton.
The piece of
He does.
shit.
He does not. He doesn't even do the full work. He does
James
he does
Carlton?
87% of the work.
Yeah,
But James Carlton does all 100%.
of
And here's the deal: when you need protected and your things need protecting, who are you going to call? You're going to call Batman. James Carlton is Batman, is what I'm saying. 314-961-4800. Call Batman. Tell him, hey, Hoosier Sophisticate said I could get a hold of Batman here, also known as James Carlton. Help me protect my stuff. And Batman's going to answer the call. Okay? That's what he does. We're in the Sweet Leaf Studios, which is kind of like our Bat Cave. Okay? And that's where we're at right now. I love the Sweet Leaf Studios because it's a place where we can give birth to crazy ideas, Steve. It's a place where we can have conversations about changing the world here, Steve.
I'm jacked.
It's also a place where I can die on a hill defending Joel Schumacher's ecstasy fever dream Batman.
Today, man.
I can do that, pal. I also would like to shout out Adam Bunter. I like Adam Bunter. I like the way he dances. I like it when the song comes on. This is Adam Bunter at his desk. This is Adam Bunter.
That's him.
Adam McChesney, he's a little bit more like this.
I bet he's more like this.
I think it's actually a little bit more like this.
Oh, like this?
Just like that. Yeah, boy. It's exactly like that.
Exactly like
Adam Bunder's taking people from over here and over there.
No,
Adam Bunder's taking people to their fucking dream home, okay? You know, I'm going to start calling you guys pet names. Just like James does to us. Adam McChesney at Ms. Marketing is going to get you in front of the customers and the people that want to work with your organization and or business. That's what he does.
Sorry.
That's what he does. Dennison,
Sorry, he's gonna make your life
Dennison's
better.
just going to make the best medicine in the world and not apologize for it. So deal with that, Jack. He ain't fucking sorry. You see that? That's 1,500 milligrams right there. You think he's sorry? He ain't. That one right there, that's 18 hundo, bud. You think he cares what you think? Of course he does. That's why he's making the best medicine in the world. He just ain't going to apologize for
He's
it, Jack.
notoriously never sorry for anything.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
No.
That's what he's doing?
Notoriously never
sorry
for anything.
Brian Kessler, the Vibe Tribe, the Spanish
He's
Society
the best.
Outreach.
Let's help him.
They're raising. We've already raised $2,000.
He's the best.
The Hoosiers are reaching out.
He's the best.
People in need. We're trying to get as many $500 paydays to as many people leading up to the holidays as possible.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it, baby.
Oh no, hydro, bono hydro. He knows the hydro. Okay? And he knows how to grow it.
Way to kind of
He knows how to grow it.
slowly come out of that.
He knows how to grow is what I'm saying, bud.
Yeah, no, you were saying
No, he knows hydro. He does. The guy's gonna help you grow amazing plants. He's got a whole of it. He's got a whole of the
100%. He went 110%.
Listen, Bo's trying to help you grow plants. He's trying to help you grow plants.
He's trying to help.
He's helping Steve grow some plants
Helping
right
me.
now that are amazing.
So
If you guys go to Instagram, check out Hoosier Sophisticate's page, check out Grow Active Solutions. You see a little Bo giving Steve the business over
Yeah, how about
the
that?
FaceTime or whatever. Shared Instagram.
Or whatever phones do.
Whatever kind
You know,
of-
face
Are you going to sing
talking.
"Kiss from a Rose"? That would be a great play, but I don't know if Steve knows that one.
Shut up. We'll
I'm dying a little bit.
Yeah, I would be.
Anyway,
too.
Bo knows hydro. He does. He knows it. He knows how to do it. He knows how to grow hydro. Okay?
He really does. He really does.
Why'd you pick that one? Do you know that one?
Yep, I do.
Do you know the strumming
We can
cadence?
figure it out. Nope.
Let's figure it out right now, bud.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do it on the.
I got no.
How does it start?
There used to.
No, it's like dabu dabu deebu dabu.
Oh. Da-ba-da, da-da,
Oh, thank you.
na-na, ba-ba-da-da. Oh, there it is. There used to be a gray tower alone in the sea, and you became the light on the dark side of me. But love remains a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can't be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. But now that your rose is in bloom, the light hits the gloom on the grave. There's so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain, baby. To me, you're like a rolling dish, I can't deny. Won't you tell me, is it healthy, babe? But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the room on the grave. Kissed by a rose on the grave. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. There's so much a man can tell you, so much he can say, and you remain my power, my pleasure, my pain, baby. To me, I'm like a grown addition that I can't deny. So won't you tell me, is it healthy, babe? But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine the gloom. A light hits the gloom on the grave. There was a scene in that movie.
We figured it out.
There was a scene in that movie where Robin is on his motorcycle. He rips off one of Batman's motorcycles and he's out on a joyride and he hits a ramp. Steven, do you know what he says, bud? And when he hits that ramp, when he jumps that bike, you know what he says?
I bet I know.
You think you know what he says? What does Robin say? Cowabunga.
Murphy fucking
Man, that motherfucker together. Murphy does get it. Get it, Herf. Dog, get it. Herf, 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 herf.